Happy Friday, everybody. Finally, a Friday, and we're kicking off the weekend a little early here on 97.3 The Fan. Gwynn and Chris program. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr. He, of course, is down at Petco Park where the Padres will be hosting the St. Louis Cardinals tonight. Matt Skraby alongside here in the Odyssey Palace studios. And the day after Christmas. In Canada, they call it Boxing Day. I don't know if you guys are aware of that.
I did know that.
You did know that.
Yep.
You go out and you box up all your leftover stuff and and presents and things you don't want.
For a long time, I thought it was boxing like the
I know,
fighting.
I did too. I did too. I didn't understand it. But yes, Boxing Day was a big thing there the day after Christmas. Here, it feels like a little bit the day after Christmas. I mean, what the Padres did yesterday on trade deadline day was out and out spectacular. And if you think we're just being homers, I mean, you just look around baseball, Tony Gwynn Jr. People are, all of a sudden betting the Padres to go to the World Series. And pretty much every pundit who broke down the trade deadline day yesterday mentioned what the Padres accomplished. So, I think we should revel in this for a little bit before we get back to work. It was a great day, I think, for this organization.
It was a fantastic day. I'm just watching Ryan Dipster. Him and Millar right now are given their top deadline teams. And I don't know what Millar is smoking on, but
I'm looking at the same thing you are. Yeah, Dempster's got us number one, but 4. Yeah, Millar. Yeah, whatever. Okay,
but to your point, we aren't the only ones recognizing that the Padres did put themselves in position. AJ Preller got the pieces that were needed. Some pieces that maybe that you could argue weren't needed, but got them anyway. And he's done his job at this point. And so now the roster is set moving forward. And it'll be in the hands of those guys who lace them up. But they certainly have all the reinforcements they need. They have in every way, pitching, hitting, defense. They got better yesterday in all of those areas.
Yeah, bench.
Right. Every box you needed to check, they checked them in some.
I feel like that's exactly what they did yesterday, and they really didn't lose anything to do it, other than 11 prospects. Yes, count them, 11 prospects. And I know there are people who feel like we mortgaged way too much, and certainly that could turn out to be the case. We don't know how it's all going to play out with Leo Dallas DeVries and any of the other 10. Prospects that were traded away. But I do know this, the Padres traded away 10 prospects last year at the trade deadline. Everybody said that was it. They had nobody left in the system. And apparently they did, because, teams were calling AJ Preller about his prospects, and he was able to get, some really good players for them.
Listen.
And so it all worked out.
I have a very sensitive BS radar. And it goes off oftentimes, and I just kind of ignore it.
Yeah.
It did not go off as AJ was talking about the calls he was getting.
That's right. Yeah.
From the other team. It didn't seem disingenuous at all. It felt like he was in a place of comfort because he knew there were teams garnering whatever they had. And almost half of those dudes were drafted last year. And so, it just goes to show you, we've already had a full, healthy draft already this year. Those guys, when they've all signed too. I know I saw that come across my email. So by the time we roll around to this time next year, there is whatever season's left for these guys now, and whatever they do next year is all time for them to jet up somebody's list that does this stuff. And so, yeah, man, AJ did what he had to do yesterday for sure.
And as he said to, the media yesterday, Tony, as far as trading a bunch of prospects, he said it's our job in the front office, my staff, my guys, me, and everybody. It's our job to, find more guys and develop more guys. That's what we're supposed to do.
That's literally their job, is to find talent and develop them.
I would say they're doing a pretty good job, at least in the minds of all of the other teams out there who want to acquire these guys. So,
which might be the only thing that matters, right? Is how the other teams view, right?
That's right. A little later in the show, I'm going to go back through the 10 prospects that were traded last year, and we'll just kind of see where they all are at this point, and kind of give us a little comparison. So we'll get into that a little bit later. I will say this because I thought Braden pointed this out to me on his way out the door. Pretty funny, but let's look at the trades real quick. Mason Miller and JP Sears first up from the A's. I think that blew everybody away, and it shocked everybody because DeVries was included. Freddie Fermin coming over for the two pitchers. That is the one, Kolek and Bergert going back to Kansas City. That's the one that concerns me. I think the Padres gave up too much, but it was interesting, again, when you talked or heard from AJ yesterday on this trade, Tony, he made it sound like they had to give two starters and they almost had to give a third to get, Freddie Fermin. Like the Royals were kind of holding them hostage to get this guy. So, maybe I don't see it. Maybe the stats don't necessarily show it, but there's a lot of people that really like this guy. And, I hope we'll all like him. So,
yeah, they indicated, or AJ indicated that was not only did the Royals know how desperate the Padres were in that position,
right? But
they also knew, or they also believed that Fermin was the type of piece that they weren't just going to hand off for nothing.
Evidently
and so
not. No.
You got those two kind of competing things happening. You're probably going to cost you. And listen, I think the other thing is that this was a robust market in terms of buyers across the board. And sellers, for that matter. I think, fortunately for all these teams, the Diamondbacks completely fell off the wagon, so they got into the mix, as well as the Giants. I think they bolstered the whole trade market by falling out of the race at that point, or at least in their minds, in making these guys available. But yeah, man, I caught the same thing you caught in terms of listening to AJ talk about it. They had to. What didn't come easy to get for me.
No, it did not. The other trade with O'Hearn and Lariano, I think is going to be, really excellent. I mean, both guys with 875 plus on the OPS, left-hand hitter, right-hand hitter. Padres parted with, 4 prospects there, and we'll discuss it more. Here's the last trade.
That move, that's real quick. That move has the potential to be the most important in 2025.
Right, because we need to lengthen the lineup. This should give the Padres a more length in the lineup, and at least one big bench piece every night should be sitting over there waiting for Mike Schilt to use. But having said all of those, Tony, the one I want to talk about is the one nobody's really talking about yet. The one that they made with the Brew Crew. How about Nestor Cortez coming over here and the Padres sending back to Milwaukee a backup outfielder who hit .216? I want you to look at the MLB lineups today, Tony Gwynn Jr., and I want you to look at the Milwaukee Brewers lineup for tonight's game in Washington, D.C.
Lock leading off for the boy.
Brandon Lockridge is leading off for the Brewers. Apparently, they feel like they fleeced the Padres on that one, man. They got their new leadoff hitter, apparently.
I told you yesterday, you got to be careful dealing with the Brew Crew, man. They got some tricks up their sleeves. We don't even know what it is yet. But, I'm leery.
You're leery.
Here's the other thing.
I mean, they're the best. They get the best record in baseball, and Brandon Lockridge, who couldn't even make the Padres, is leading off for the Brewers tonight.
Leading off, man. They see something. Here's what I will also say that I don't think anybody's talking about. Because there was a lot of conversation. Remember, there was so much conversation about, if you make this move, this guy's got to go. Make this move, this guy's got to go. Meanwhile, our guy AJ is over here getting money back for guys that he had to take on, so that you end up not even really spending that much when it was all said and done. And so, again, we all need to understand that the people who do these jobs are just way smarter than us, and they know what they're doing in terms of, managing payroll and all of that kind of stuff. And so, I think it's going to be it's a kind of a story that kind of just is going to float under the radar. But rest assured that it's financially, he kept the Padres in the kind of area that they're comfortable being in while making all of these moves.
They're actually in a better place financially going into next season, if you want to, extend it out, because if they don't re-sign Cease, then JP Sears, would make sense to take kind of his slot. Well, he's going to be much cheaper. Mason Miller being controllable for 4 years. If you have to part with Robert Suarez, you're going to be paying less for your closer. I mean, AJ Preller did a lot of things really smart yesterday, I think. And, I know that I hesitate sometimes, Tony, to sit here in our chair and be be so much praise on AJ Preller, because I think a lot of people who don't like him sit back and listen to us and they kind of go, you guys are just homers. You're just you're paid by the Padres to say this stuff. Right. You're friends with AJ. You're going to always. And I'm going to fight back against that, because none of it is true, number one. And number two, we have been as critical as anybody on things that we don't care for. And in this particular day, we don't know how it'll turn out. Maybe a month from now, we'll look at it and go, man, that didn't work out at all. All these guys, nobody contributed. But I think that's also why we're reluctant to heap praise, because we also recognize that true. It could go the wrong direction real quick. Right. But for one day at least, Tony, we should be able to praise AJ. We should be pleased. Sure. We should be excited as a fan base and an organization. And we're not alone. Everyone around baseball is doing the same thing. So don't, unless the Padres are paying Ryan Dempster and Tim Kirkjian and everybody else out there to say this stuff, right? We're not the only ones saying that he just did a great job. So let's leave it at that. And when he does a lousy job, we'll be more than happy to point it out. But yesterday was a great day to be a Padre fan, and let's hope that it means something, and I think it will. All right, we're underway for our Finally a Friday show. Gavin Sheets is our Friar Friday guest. He was watching the trade deadline coverage just like all of us yesterday. We'll get his thoughts on everything and his, season to celebrate. That'll be coming up in about a half an hour. So we'll jump in with some more trade deadline stuff and everything else. Gwynn and Chris getting started for a Friday on 97.3 The Fan.
Ben and Woods.
Perfect time. Skraby told me I had 40 seconds, so I had to run and.
What did you accomplish? Oh, did you?
Before.
You didn't make it all the way to the restroom in 40 seconds, did you?
No.
Oh.
I went and got these delicious churro cookies. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Oh, man.
They're these delicious churro cookies. And I don't even know. They only have them every once in a while. I just got on a whim.
Spotted them today, and you're like, I got to.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Skraby said I had 40 seconds.
So
I was
right.
in need of a snack.
Okay.
As I try to catch my breath here.
Yes, right. You're in excellent shape, I see.
And I got to the cookies just in time. Sat down and the bed was playing. And here we are.
What is the what is the really nice lady there in the who serves the food in the
Trinia?
Trinia?
Yes.
I tell her every time I see her that she is the biggest deterrent to me trying to keep up the world of SD fat loss, because
she's terrible. She's
terrible.
A bad influence.
Every time I walk in there, she's like, I got a couple of hot dogs for you. And it's just, I say no 1,000 times, but I will be honest, every now and again, I just give in. I'm like, okay. Because there's so much good food lying around there, and I know you go through it all year long.
I experience it every day, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling her, like, Trinia, you got to get away from me. You are
right.
You are purposely trying to add pounds to me. I'm trying to shrink, and it's been a battle. It's been a battle all year.
She always goes to me when I go up and get a hot dog. I just want the one hot dog without the bun.
You
get
need
down
two.
On the carbs.
You need two.
That's exactly. She goes, why don't you just take two? And I'm like, I don't really want to. She's like, here's two.
She has a reason for that. I believe, Tony, that once all the hot dogs are gone, her night is over. But until then, she got to hang around. So maybe that's.
I know that she's offering me food, and she's nowhere near being able to go home at that point. So
right.
I don't know if it's a trying to get out of there, or if she just wants to make sure we're all fit.
Cheers to two people. Cheers to Trinia and one more person to give cheers to, Tony, that the fans don't know about, but we do. Frank, the elevator guy.
Oh, I love Frank.
I don't know anyone that doesn't love Frank. He's in great spirits. And here's the funny thing, guys. You're not going to believe it. I went downstairs to our little deli here at the office yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Frank walked in.
What?
Yeah, what? He works right across the street.
What?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
That would be such an out-of-body experience. Weird. Like, where am I right now?
Where am I, Frank, and where's your Padre uniform? Because he walked in. He works across the street. So
I'm trying to remember the elevator joke he tells all the time, and he gets me to laugh at it, and he only tells it because he knows I'm going to laugh at it.
Yeah.
It's a very simple, stupid one, like, how's your day, up and down all day, or something along those lines. And I giggle at it every time, and he just looks forward to seeing that all the time.
Frank's a really good dude, man. And you know what? There's guys like that in all walks of life, but guys and gals like that. But people that nobody else really knows, but we all do appreciate them, man. It wouldn't be the same without them.
I think we might have a lineup, but it hasn't been posted on Twitter, but MLB.com.
I'll tell you if we have. I'll tell you if we have a lineup, buddy. How about that?
Oh, Mr. Official over there.
Well, I would go with Tony, and I have one on my sheet. I do.
We do. Okay. The Padres have not officially posted it, but we have a lineup according to Tony Gwynn Jr., so if anything's wrong,
I see it right here.
It is the same lineup minus Gavin Sheets today.
Gavin's out. Look,
it's not the same lineup, though.
No, pretty much.
It's the same lineup.
He had to do his
one
interview.
guy who's interesting, who's entering for him is Ramon Laureano.
He's
in the lineup.
An extra right-handed bat because you're facing a lefty tonight.
That's right. Toddy, Arise, Machado, Merrill, Bogarts, Laureano, Cronenworth, Iglesias, Diaz. Is it? Yes,
Diaz. Yeah. I wonder if that means, if they're just going Diaz or Fermin, we don't know what the travel was like for everybody. So I don't know that whether Diaz is starting, over Fermin or Fermin's not quite ready. We don't know. We could read into that if we. want to.
Your
but-
guy on the mound is 10-3. I'm sure he got a little bit of say in this.
Pavetta? Yeah.
throwing the baseball today.
Good point. Good point, Tony. Good point for sure. But Ramon Laureano is a guy that I'm really excited about. He's had a very nice career.
In case you weren't familiar with his game.
Yeah.
290, 355, 529.
884.
15 homers, 46 RBIs. I'm sorry, what did you say, Chris?
I said 884.
He's just yelling random numbers.
No, stop it. It's his OPS.
722.
Hut, Omaha,
722 set.
The only reason I'm bringing it all up is because he has a higher OPS than Ryan O'Hearn. O'Hearn was the guy that made the All-Star team, which, was certainly deserved. But Laureano's had a little better year. And Laureano's a great fielder, Tony. I don't know. Somebody posted a throw that he made.
Do you remember the throw from Oakland?
From Oakland, from left field all the way to the first base bag? Come on.
Yes.
Yeah. Laureano can play a little defense too. So that's a great pickup. Great pickup.
So there's your Padre lineup for today. No Cardinals lineup to this point. Not that you guys care about.
I'm surprised they're going to even show up. Honestly, the Cardinals. I mean, the Padres are so stacked now.
I hope, man. The thing I don't want.
I know. Everyone's going to be so excited.
I don't want to see lay egg today. Like this just
at
least get off to like the
right.
great start so we can like celebrate it through one day.
Because
I don't want the Doomers out first day out of the
They're already
gate,
out.
the
They're
gate.
already angry.
Oh, I'm sure many of them are.
Why aren't these guys in the lineup? A quote: "Schilt being cute."
Where's Ryan O'Hearn? Where's Fermin in the lineup today?
I want Mason Miller leading off.
One thing, like we said before, now O'Hearn, as soon as the Cardinals put a righty in today, now we have somebody we can bring in, which we haven't really had all year. So there's bad news, though. Yeah. That is not a sounder. That is actually Skraby crying. Give us the news, Scrabe. It had to happen, and it just did moments ago.
Ron Marinaccio was optioned to AAA.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Tyler Wade, my MVP, was DFA'd. So can he still win MVP, guys?
Probably not.
I really do feel bad for Tyler Wade because he in the beginning of the year, he was crucial to filling in for Jackson Merrill and some other guys, and then he just like disappeared. We didn't see him.
Trying to remember at the deadline last year. I know a bunch of people got sent down, but did anybody get DFA'd? Do you remember?
Can't remember. What I wanted to ask you, though, Tony, now that he's DFA'd, is this advantageous for him in the sense that somebody can pick him up, and if they don't, then they could send him down to the minors, whereas if they just send him to the minors, there wouldn't be as good of an – I mean, are they doing him a favor is what I'm asking.
I'm not sure how many years he has of service time. I believe if you have 5 years of service time, even if you clear waivers, you can decline your
minor league assignment
and become a free agent. I think it's 5.
Well, he's in his 9th year, but I don't know what that means in terms of games played.
Service time, right?
Yeah, right.
As you know, I played 8 seasons in the big league, but service time going up, going down, all that stuff kind of factors in. So I don't know if he's got the magic number, he can, if he chooses to take the assignment, he can, or he can elect to become a free agent, try to pick up somewhere else. And
he's got 9 years.
This is a recording. Does he listen?
Service time.
Does he listen to the show? Tony?
Well, I was looking up the transactions from last year because you guys didn't do it.
Hey, the crazy part is he's got his earbuds, and so he hears us talking. He's just not.
Yeah, it sounds like this when I'm looking for something. Blah 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 blah. It looks like the only player that they DFA'd last year was Austin Davis after the trade deadline. That happened like a day after the trade deadline.
I honestly don't even remember what he did.
He was a pitcher.
Oh, yeah. Can't recall him.
He had a beard,
all.
I think.
Okay.
Was he here briefly? Was it like a brief
It wasn't a long stay, but it was. He made some appearances last year.
Do you remember Austin Davis last year? He had to think about it. He was like,
yeah, it goes quick. Well, I would say this, man. Tyler Wade is a thumbs up in my mind. He always will be. He's a guy that I will still take on my roster in a heartbeat. They don't have room for him. That's just what happened after that trade yesterday. If you didn't see last night, Maldonado was DFA'd, and also Trenton Brooks.
Yes.
So, that's what happens when you acquire 3 really good bats and you bring them in. Somebody's got to make way for them. But Tyler Wade, I don't think the Padres would hesitate to get him back if he, is out there again, because he's always contributed in my mind. Even if, he goes 0 for 4, he finds a way to help you, when he's playing. So I like this guy.
I totally agree. Love T-Wade, man. Good, perfect type of team player. He saved the Padres there when
he did.
You had Merrill go down and Cronenworth go down, and they didn't have an outfielder.
He was hitting he was hitting 310 into the month of May, and that's when they needed him.
Lockridge had the hamstring, so you had those 3 guys out. He had to come in and play outfield, and did a good job doing it. To help the Padres kind of stay afloat during that time.
Agreed. All right, we got.
All right, let's get to break.
Yeah, we got Gavin coming up. Looking forward to it.
Mr. Sheets. What Holy Sheets, as they like to say. He'll join us next.
Yeah, never mind. Some guy messaged us saying his kid says "Holy Sheeps" in the stands.
Or Sheeps works too.
Okay.
Or
Ben and Woods on the Fan.
I will.
Padres and Cardinals tonight. Nick Pivetta back to the mound. What a year he's had. 10-3. Honestly, I'm surprised he's not getting a little more Cy Young love. I mean, I realize Zach Wheeler's great. And, some of the other big namers in the National League, Tony, but Pivetta's had just about as good a year as anyone. Freddie Peralta's got 12 wins, a big season for Matthew Boyd of the Cubs, but I don't know. Peralta not too far behind anybody, at least in my mind. We'll see how that continues. But
who?
I'm not hearing Pivetta's name for the Cy Young.
Oh, enough. I thought you said Peralta there for a second.
I might have by accident.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's a lot of names floating through our head the last couple of days. Yeah, no, Wandy Peralta probably not a Cy Young candidate, but Nick Pivetta I think should be in my mind. But.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think his name, if he keeps pitching like this, I think it doesn't seem like the Cy Youngs have made themselves as clear as who they may be, and it might be because there's a few guys having good pitching seasons this year that make it a little bit more difficult. I think the MVP race is starting to kind of clear itself a little bit. I think Manny is inserting himself there very nicely. I must add.
I would say, I would think so.
But I think if Pivetta keeps pitching like this, I think he will get some consideration.
The guy that he has to beat, who I didn't mean to leave out, is Paul Skeens. And I get it. Paul Skeens is, ERA is historically good. There's no pitcher ever's done this well this early in their career, but I personally won't be able to get past the fact that at the moment he's got 4 wins. And I know that's not his fault, but man, you're going to give a Cy Young to a guy with 4 wins? I don't know.
Well, thankfully they don't have to give the award out right now.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure DeGrom looked very similar at this point.
DeGrom
he had like 4 wins.
I know. He won it with 10 or something, or 9 one year.
And so you're right, it can look a little bit better even if it's lower number of wins than we usually are accustomed to seeing.
You're right. You're right, I'm not happy about it. Not happy.
This is as good as Nick has thrown. This is going to be another uphill battle in terms of an award. Because not only do you have him,
right?
You got Wheeler, who's also on the East Coast, and playing on a pretty good team too. So
okay,
I just want him to get some love for it though. Yes. So hopefully he keeps throwing the ball.
That's why I'm bringing it up in case voters are listening, and by God they should be. The Reds won today earlier against the Braves. They had to play a day game, the Braves and Reds, because they're playing tomorrow in Bristol, Tennessee. That's the big NASCAR Speedway game, which doesn't move the needle for me, but Major League Baseball is very excited about that. I did want to mention the Reds-Braves game from last night, though. Did you guys see what happened there?
Crazy.
I did not.
Okay, 3-3.
There was a lot of baseball going on. Yeah. I could not bring myself to actually watch a game.
Absolutely. Well, we said it on the roundtable, and next year starting, they should just have no games on the trade deadline.
No game.
No, I agree. But they did have this game. And so last night, the Braves and Reds are tied at 3 going into the 8th inning, I think it was. The Braves score 8 to take an 11-3 lead. The Reds come up, and they score 8 to tie it up at 11. Yeah. Braves ended up winning 12-11 in the extra innings. It's only the 3rd time in Major League history that many runs have been scored in 1 inning. So it was pretty interesting last night. But anyway, those 2 results leave the Reds still 3 games back of the Padres for the final wild card heading into the game tonight. Before we interview Gavin Sheets, Tony, just a quick thought from you on Gavin and what you've seen. To me, he's, one of the biggest surprises of the season. Maybe not to him, but, we picked him up as a bit of an afterthought there, and he's really been, imperative to the success the team's had.
A couple things. I think it's important to say this. I think a lot of times when guys sign late, the assumption is that, is you're just filling some spots there, or the guy signs that maybe has had a rough year. I think all teams, especially that early in the year, are signing guys with the hope that they could feel the potential that everybody sees, because they're not going to sign you unless they think there's something there in the first place. And once they think there's something there, they bringing you on hoping that you could that can manifest itself. So they had all those kind of signs going in when they signed him. You remember, you heard Mike Schultz say he reached out to Tony La Russa. Tony La Russa told him he'd love him. Talked about a lot of the swing stuff early that he wanted to adjust. So they kind of had all these kind of things going into it, but ultimately, how does a guy perform? And Gavin has, I think, exceeded far and beyond what could have been expected. And he'll mention this in the interview. He's already reached career highs in a couple different areas, specifically home runs, or tied career highs in that case. And just listening to him talk about his lefty journey and facing lefties, I think is really insight into the type of individual he is. And when I got a chance to sit and talk with his dad, Larry, in Philly, I mean, dude, I can see when Gavin gets to that age, he's probably going to be the exact same person. That's how tight they seem to be. But I don't know that you could have asked for a better signing at the cost that you got him. I mean, that's probably been the more underrated thing about AJ's offseason, was that he ended up getting some value at like dumb prices. Pavetta, we just went over that one. Gavin Sheets is a minor league deal to come in. So these are all bargain pieces that are having like tremendous value to this ball club this year.
The funny thing about Gavin Sheets to me is everything he's done at the plate this year, my picture memory of him from this season so far is crashing into the wall in left field. And that is among the things we discussed with him. So sit back and enjoy. Friar Friday time, and time for our regular Friday visit. And today we bring in Gavin Sheets from the Padres, as the Padres get set to start the three-game series tonight against the St. Louis Cardinals. Gavin Sheets last joined us at spring training. I don't know if you remember that particular interview, Gavin, sitting out there by the benches, but you know, we were really impressed, and we really couldn't wait to see you play. But really at that time, I don't think anybody was, totally expecting what has happened since that time, which is, you having a great season and, putting yourself squarely in the middle of what the Padres have accomplished this year. So congratulations to you, and just talk a little bit about, what this season has meant to you so far.
Yeah, I think that obviously I do remember that conversation we had out there, and completely different times. And no, I think that, kind of when I was talking to you then too, it was just, looking back at this off season, the things I wanted to accomplish, the places I wanted to go. And, I wanted a new change of scenery where the excitement was there, and where the goal was to win a World Series. And I think, you look now, we're at August 1st, and, at this point right now, I've matched some career highs, and I think that after we saw what happened yesterday, I think that the goal of winning a World Series is right in front of us.
Yeah. Gavin Sheets joins us here, Padre outfielder, DH. He's kind of done a little bit of everything for the Pods. And Gavin, let's talk about the process, because we knew from having that conversation in spring training what your goals were, the things you kind of wanted to accomplish. But I know as you go through the season, you kind of have to be able to be flexible in how you are going to manage all of this. You've had times where you've been hot, you've cooled, gotten back hot. What has that process been like for you, sticking with it through some of the ups and downs you've had?
Yeah, I mean, it's the beautiful thing of baseball is no matter how hot you are, how cold you are, you got to come to the ballpark the next day and do it again. And being an everyday guy for the first time in my career has been incredible. And I think you learn how to handle those things, and you kind of learn on the fly, and you battle with, soreness and all this stuff that goes on, and showing up to the ballpark every single day and bringing it, and, dealing with slumps, dealing with hot streaks. And I've just enjoyed every second of it. Worldly, the roles might change a little bit going forward, but whatever it is, and whatever I need to do, and the goal and the work ethic and all that still stays the same going forward.
Gavin, you knew that you could come here and be a big contributor, and you told us that, and you had us believing I imagine that everyone was confident in your ability, when they put you in the lineup opening day. But how much did it mean to you personally and in terms of feeling a part of things to get that home run on opening day? Just contribute right off the bat, kind of signal to everybody that, I'm going to be around to help this club this year.
Yeah, that was I couldn't have scripted a better start. Obviously, that was about as cool as it gets. I hit a home run in the playoffs in 21, and that was about as close as, if not better, a feeling than I've ever had in my career. So that was just incredible. I mean, obviously playing in front of this home crowd and getting the first taste of it that day, and to be able to produce like that was a pretty special welcome to San Diego, to say the least.
Gavin, obviously we got a chance to chat with your dad, Larry, out in Philadelphia. He was out on the field. And I imagine for him, as it was for my dad, watching you is probably much harder than it was for him to be on the field. How much has he enjoyed getting a chance to see your success and get to be an everyday player through most of this year so far?
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, he stresses out more watching me than when he played, for sure. But he's thoroughly enjoyed it. He's thoroughly enjoyed watching the brand of baseball we play, the way we go about our business, and obviously being a contributing factor to that has made it enjoyable for him. He can't stand the West Coast time zone. He said he's losing a lot of sleep because of it, but he's thoroughly enjoying every second of it.
Gavin Sheets is with us, and Manny's a big reason why the Padres have had the kind of season they've had so far. And, I've said it many times, where would we be without you, Gavin? I want to ask a little bit about left field. You have really impressed, a lot of people, I think, from, how far you've come in left field. And maybe, the early games, there was just a matter of kind of getting reacquainted with it out there. It's not easy. Balls are slicing. Balls are hit hard over your head.
Yeah.
I hope we can start laughing now. Is it long enough since the collision with the fence? But look, man.
Trust me, we're well past that. I think I'm in a couple different group chats, and I think that's the picture of me against the wall. So trust me, those guys did a lot. they didn't wait very long. I can promise you that.
I bet. Well, you're lucky that, because I've seen a lot of teams will go out there the next day and somebody will tape an outline of the player up against the fence where they ran it. I didn't see the Padres do that, but what I'm saying is. Go ahead.
I'm very happy we got to San Fran quickly.
Yeah, right. You got out of town.
That's right. We left right after.
That's what happened. But no, let's be serious, because left field, I think you've been great, and really done a nice job, made some really good catches out there. I think it seems to me that Schilt and the staff, are pretty comfortable with you out there. Where are you at in left field?
Yeah, I think that, no, you said it right. I think, in the beginning, getting out there just, because I had never really played left, and getting out there, one day a week, once every 2 weeks, that was tough. And, I knew that once they kind of gave me the keys to left field, I bought in and enjoyed it, took it as obviously a huge compliment to be thrown out there. And, and just put a lot of work out there. Macias and I, the outfield coach, we busted our butt out there, and kind of enjoyed the process of it, and enjoyed growing as an outfielder, enjoyed the, just being able to help the team in many different ways. And, I think just buying in and putting in work out there. But you're right. I think I grew a lot out there from April and May to where we are now.
Gavin, I want to highlight something you kind of alluded to in one of your earlier answers. You said that your role might change. Talk a little bit about watching, as everybody else was last night, as all these deals are flurrying through. Talk about kind of recognizing that maybe your role changes a little bit, but also the excitement of acquiring all of this talent as you guys, focus on perhaps winning a World Series.
Yeah. Man, it was, I felt like a fan like everybody else yesterday, just watching along and seeing all the moves that were being made across the league. And, I think what we did yesterday just solidifies that everybody in the clubhouse has the same goal. Front office all the way down, ownership all the way down. And, obviously we bring in the players that we brought in. It makes this team extremely dangerous from top to bottom. And then you look at our pitching and our bullpen, and man, thank God I'm on this team, because coming to San Diego and getting potentially Mason Miller in the 5th inning, that's about as good as it gets. And obviously I don't know what the role is going to be going forward. I don't know how we're going to, manage everything. Obviously that's way out of my control, but I do know that we all have the same goal in mind. And I think that it really showed yesterday that we're not messing around and we're going for it.
And you've kind of sent that message again also, Gavin. I mean, the one thing I've been really impressed with, along with your growth in left field, is the hitting against left-handers. I don't know that they, you can look at numbers, et cetera. I think the team, the staff, they want to see you against some left-handed pitching, but I don't know that they expected a lot. And then you came in there and started tearing up left-handed pitching pretty good. So, I think you're going to get chances the next 2 months because of the way you performed. Just real quick for us, standing in the batter's box, what is your mindset, or is it any different against a lefty as opposed to a righty?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just is staying a little bit more opposite field gap oriented against lefties. I think that's what brought a lot of success for me, especially average wise. I think, obviously my damage is more against righties. But I think I might be hitting for a higher average against lefties. And that's because, staying in there a little bit longer and using that opposite field gap, and, everything's kind of be going away from me, and just trying to buy into, just being a really good hitter and a really tough out. And I think when I just, enjoyed facing lefties and took it personally and really worked at it and really opened up that opposite field gap was huge for me.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Look, most of us, good left-handed pitcher, we'd be stepping so far into the bucket, we'd be, facing the dugout. But I don't expect to see that from a guy that's willing to run into the left field wall to catch a ball. And I know people might poke fun at this play, but I think it says a lot about, the way you're a gamer and the way you want to play. You're willing to do anything, and I think this team has recognized that. It's been a great year so far, man. The next 2 months should be a lot of fun. Gavin, thanks so much. I hope we do it again in the off season and talk about how fun the parade ride was.
Appreciate you, Gavin.
Absolutely. This is the best part of the season, so I can't wait to see what happens.
Gavin Sheets having a year, and I know that it's a fait accompli right now that Manny's the team MVP. I don't think you could have really much argument. Gavin Sheets would vote for Manny to be the team MVP. He's carrying the where would they have been without him until Manny heated up? Gavin Sheets was one of the only guys consistently swinging the bat there for a while. And when you look at it, what, could have been expected from him and what he's given you consistently all year, Gavin Sheets has been a valuable member of this club. The other guy I think has been really valuable is Pavetta, and we'll see him tonight on the mound against the Cardinals. Gwynn and Chris taking a little time out. We got a lot of stuff for you today, including hearing from some of the new Padres. So stick around. We'll tell you who's going to be giving us some stuff when Gwynn and Chris continues on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was going to say it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth, but if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Friar says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of Beaver Nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was going to say it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Friar says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of Beaver Nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation.
Hey, and welcome back into it here. Gwynn and Chris, hour number 2 on San Diego's number 1 sports talk station. You know, we shouldn't say that as lightly as we do sometimes. We're the number 1 sports station. It's all because of you guys out there, and we appreciate it, and we shouldn't just gloss over that fact. Appreciate everybody being with us each and every day, and starting your days off with Ben and Woods, and Braden, and us, and the Skraby Chronicles, and Padre Baseball. So we really appreciate you all, and thank you for that. Hour number 2 of the program, 3:01 the time. Tony has headed on downstairs. We'll have him back for our Big Five a little later. We also have a countdown today, which is going to be a bit trade deadline related. You'll see what we mean when we get to our countdown. A Big Five is ahead. Chris versus the fans. Skraby, we got to jam it all in there between now and 5:30, Sam Levitt's pregame show. And then I think a game that people are very, anticipating the game tonight, right? After the trade deadline. I mean, I know that, O'Hearn's not in the lineup tonight with a lefty. Laureano is in the lineup tonight. Fermin is not in yet. Diaz will get the call tonight. We don't know, of course, if we'll see Mason Miller. But there's just a little added buzz. There has to be after what the Padres were able to accomplish in the trade deadline. Also coming up in the next segment, I worked on this, Skraby, while we were going through the first hour of the show.
Okay.
But I know there is concern. I get it to the people that are concerned that the Padres just gave away too many prospects, gave away too much of their future, mortgaged too much to do what they did yesterday. I'm not one of those people because prospect, schmospects, let off they go. But I went back and looked at all of the prospects the Padres traded away last year in order to get Luis Arraez, in order to get Dylan Cease, and then the trade deadline guys, Jason Adam, Tanner Scott, Martin Perez. So in every one of those moves where the Padres brought somebody, they gave away prospects. I'm going to give you the entire list. I'm going to remind you of everyone the Padres parted with last year. And you tell me whether you think it was a big deal or not.
Okay.
Because a lot of people thought it was a big deal then.
Okay.
So that's coming up in the next segment. In this segment, we're going to hear from one of the guys that cost us some prospects, happily. Mason Miller, the newest Padre. He met with the media today. We'll hear what he had to say in just a second. But I wanted to share this quick story. I don't know what number Mason Miller is going to be with the Padres yet. Maybe you've seen somebody post it. But that's an important thing to a lot of guys. And one of the guys a new number was important to was Johan Duran, the new closer for the Phillies, who was acquired from the Twins.
It says he's number 22, but I'm not sure if he
Miller?
kept it.
Yep.
Who's number 22? It would be, it was Juan Soto.
Juan Soto. Did anybody take 22 from Soto? I don't think so. Miller was 22 with the A's. I know that. So
yeah,
probably going to be 22. But that's here's the thing. Johan Duran told his wife when he was traded to the Phillies that he might have to give up number 59. The reason he thought he was going to have to give it up is because the guy wearing number 59 for the Phillies was manager Robbie Thompson. He wears 59.
We've talked about this before.
Johan Duran's wife broke down in tears, apparently.
Oh, my goodness.
The reason is the number has a lot of sentimental value. It's part of their whole house design in the Dominican Republic. It's a big deal. So he went to Rob Thompson and he said, I guess that was the first call that Duran made after he got traded to the Phillies. He wasn't trying to be bad about it. He's saying, but my wife is really heartbroken. Rob Thompson has given up number 59 to Johan Duran. So
did he have a choice?
He's the manager. Of course he had a choice. Don't you think?
No, I don't think he had a choice.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think the manager has a say in what number he wants to wear?
I think Mason Miller is going to be number 22 because The chat was like, "Hey guys, he was number 19 with the A's."
Oh, my bad. Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
Chris.
Oh, goodness gracious.
See, don't put that on me. Put that on Chris, everyone.
They did. And
but number 19 is kind of taken here. So
right, he can't have 19. We know that.
Yeah, so ESPN says he's number 22.
All right, Rob Thompson gave up his number.
But
will have 15.
Yes, he's the manager. He does not need a number. This was a no-brainer, especially if you're trading for a guy and his wife is upset.
I can tell you this, and I don't know this for sure. Mike Schilt wears number 8 for a very specific reason. He was one of the coaches in the Orioles system way back then who worked with Cal Ripken. Mike Schilt wears number 8 as a honor to Cal Ripken Jr., who wore number 8.
Okay.
So that's what Schilt wears now. He wore it with the Cardinals. He wears it now. I think if somebody came to the Padres and wanted number 8, Mike Schilt would not have an easy time giving it up.
I don't think he would.
He's
not really it doesn't seem like he's a superstitious guy.
It's not superstition.
I know.
To a lot of people, the number means something a lot. As a matter of fact, Rob Thompson said his wife wasn't thrilled because she said all of her merchandise and jewelry has 59 on it for her husband, and now she's got to change it. I think it's more important than we think it is what I'm getting to.
Well, I think that baseball's the most important thing for that family.
I know what you think.
I could care less about what number I have.
I know you could, but
you know what? Give me number 13.
Okay,
the unlucky number.
Got you. But
Manny Machado wears 13. I'm good.
Okay, but let's say that you were, and then I want to hear from number 22, Mason Miller. Let's just say you were a star player, Skraby. I know we're stretching here.
I was in high school football.
Let's say, okay, what was your number in high school? You know?
I do, and I didn't like it.
What was
73.
73.
I didn't like it.
Well, you're a lineman. What are you?
I was a defensive lineman. I wanted it in the 90s.
All right, so you're 73. Let's say you went into college, you were 73. You won the Heisman Trophy with 73. You went to the NFL with 73. And now you kind of had your own world, Skraby world, where you sold the number 73 on all of your Skraby merchandise. And then you got traded to the 49ers, and they said, nope, you can't have it. I'm pretty sure you would want it based on everything that had happened before.
Guess what I would do? Get a new number and sell more merchandise, Chris.
Okay.
That's what these alternate uniforms are for.
Okay. That's what you're saying now, but we'll see.
I've never cared about the number. Never.
Mason Miller changing to 22 from 19 for a good reason. But he did speak with the media, and I'm looking forward to hearing what he had to say. Here it is.
Like being in San Diego.
Been here all of 2 hours, but I'm loving every second of it.
Mason, how would you describe the last 24 hours for you?
Chaotic for sure, but now that we're here, boots on the ground, excited to get outside, play catch, and feel like a ball player.
What was your reaction when you found out it was the Padres you were going to?
Yeah, I kind of came out of nowhere. I kind of expected to move in some ways, but yeah, getting to end up here, not far from where we were, it's real nice.
How did it go down for you? You didn't come into the game the night before when you guys had the lead. What were you told? How did you find out about everything?
Yeah, so I found out in the 8th inning I wasn't available to pitch on, Wednesday?
Yeah.
And then kind of had a meeting, said nothing was done yet, but next morning got the call and found out I was coming down here.
What does it mean to come to this team that's in playoff contention? And I don't know how much you know about Petco Park, full every night with fans. What is this? What are you looking forward to?
All of it, yeah. I mean, just that extra gush behind your back, all the fans in the stands, playing meaningful baseball every night and being a part of a winning culture. I'm really excited.
Considering the Padres sent 3 relievers to the All-Star game this season, were they anywhere remotely on your list that this could be a destination for you?
No, I mean, frankly, it's a perfect reason, perfect way to put it, But I'm happy to be here and hope to make that an even bigger strength.
Have you had a conversation yet?
Not yet, no.
Does it matter to you?
No, whatever I can do to help the team win, I'm ready to do.
You had a meeting with Preller before the draft. Do you remember that? Was that here?
That was, I don't remember where exactly it was, somewhere in the Carolinas. I threw to a couple hitters. I spoke to him afterwards. But yeah, it kind of weird. He remembers it. He brought it up. I certainly remember it as well.
he said he messed that up. Is that your view of it?
Well, I wouldn't say that necessarily, but I think he would have been happy to take me for sure.
What do you think about joining a team that's got some playoff experience and clearly is trying to go for it again?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to be a sponge to these guys and, the abilities they have and, the experience they have. I really look forward to learning from them and playing alongside them.
You have pitched here before.
I have, yeah. Not very long, only 2 batters, but yeah.
That experience at least would have given you a sense of the atmosphere, an afternoon game, obviously the excitement of a walk-off. What'd you learn just about kind of the fan base, the setting, and all that through that experience?
Passionate, man. Yeah, it's the only way to put it, and I'm really looking forward to playing for him.
Preller said that he and assistant GM Josh Stein, they got rejected a few times. They had to keep at it to get you. Does that mean anything to you, that just the fact that they really pushed to get you?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you get traded, there's always a feeling of, this team really wants me. This team's willing to give things up to get me. So, I'm really, really happy to be here. I'm really proud of the work I've done to, have people around the league notice that and be willing to give things up to have me on their team.
You still have many years remaining until you're a free agent. So this can be a place where you really dig in some roots. Is that something that entices you?
It's exciting. Yes. Wherever you are, your loyalty is with the guys you're sharing a locker room with. But yeah, that be able to be here for 4.5 years. Hopefully I'm able to be here for the entirety of that and, have a lot of success.
There was some talking about being those 4.5 years potentially starting. Is that something you'd be open to in the future?
Yeah, I mean, there'll be conversations had, but like I said, we haven't had them yet.
Might be kind of a dumb question, but how does one learn how to throw the ball really, really fast?
I mean, fortunately for me, I don't try to do it. I just try to focus on my mechanics, focus on being smooth, efficient, and the ball just jumps out of my hand. So,
is there something that unlocked it for you at all?
I mean, my diabetic diagnosis was the major driver. Getting healthy and putting on weight and just kind of incrementally increasing the velo each year.
How amped up are you to be here in this moment? I don't mean talking to us like this, but just in this clubhouse, in this team, in this city.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm anxious to get outside and, throw a ball and feel like a ball player and be a part of this team.
Is it kind of surreal just going from, I imagine, difficult playing, Sacramento, AAA ballpark, not really having a real home to all of this?
Yeah, it's flipped it on its head for sure. Going from there to a stadium that's going to be full every night is a major switch. But, I'm really excited to have that opportunity.
Pretty happy to have Mason Miller. We don't have enough. We got to get to a break. But when we come back, I want to give you the what I had on the free agents the prospects that the Padres traded away last year, just to give you a little comparison. But I did want to also, I don't know if you heard that there. He is a type 1 diabetic.
Yes, I did hear that. Yeah.
He talked about that, his diabetic diagnosis helped unlock some things for him.
Yeah, his story is crazy.
Healthy. He's got an amazing story beyond the fact that he throws 102 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So I want to get to that a little bit because we were talking on 2 weeks ago. You and I brought up, remember
Miles
Bird for the Aztecs announcing that he had that same thing. And, these guys are really, role models and inspirations for a lot of people who also, struggle with diabetes.
Absolutely.
So good on Mason Miller. We'll talk more about that and traffic before.
From the 855.
Mason Miller with the media, got a chance to meet him a little bit there. Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan. I call anybody's attention to a story. Just look it up online. Mason Miller, New York Times, tells the entire story about his diabetes and his diagnosis, and how it saved not just his life to be diagnosed, but it saved his career to be diagnosed. Like, to him, it was the entire turning point of his everything, was finding out about why he was getting tired all the time, what was happening to him. He was pitching at a place called Waynesburg University near Pittsburgh.
Love Waynesburg.
Do you?
Yeah, I love it.
Well, I do now, because he went from there to Gardner Webb to the A's to us.
Yeah.
And, but I mean, this is a guy that, lives with type 1 diabetes. My brother-in-law has that. So, I like to talk about it because, a lot of people have a lot of success in their lives, managing this. But a lot of people, it's scary to be diagnosed with, and a lot of people don't totally understand it all. So Mason Miller is a guy that is, like I said, setting a fine example for a lot of people, along with being a guy that just can he can throw like 104 miles an hour sometimes.
I think he's hit. I don't know if this is a for sure thing, but he's hit 105 is what I've been reading.
Well, look forward to maybe his debut tonight. We'll see. All right. Mason Miller came at a price. The price was Leo Dallas DeVries. Now, just about everybody says the Padres are going to regret that. And I say they might. But if Mason Miller helped you win the World Series, to me, there isn't anything Leo Dallas DeVries could do that would erase that. So, look, the Padres are going for it. AJ Preller was going for it. And we'll see how it works out.
I said
there's a risk involved, and I've said this, but I'm willing to personally take the risk. And obviously AJ was too.
Yeah, I said this on the Skraby show last night. And think about it like this. We could see Mason Miller enter the game tonight, but we could not see Leo Dallas DeVries enter the game for a couple of years, most likely.
Yeah.
I mean, all of these guys, the more I think about what AJ did yesterday, the more of a magician I think he is, because he turned in a Rule 5 draft pick and then a 6th rounder in Ryan Berger and Stephen Kolek into Freddie Fermin.
Yeah.
He and Bart Winkler, who you love, he was talking about it after my show last night.
Okay.
And he was talking about,
remind me who he is.
He's the national guy that's after me. He was saying that this was the talk of the town last night. And he was saying that baseball fans should wish that their GM is like AJ Preller, because he is not afraid to give up big name prospects to make the team better, which is kind of what the trade deadline is for. And so AJ scored a lot of points with a lot of people yesterday.
Not everybody. But for those that he didn't score points with, I want to point out the list really quick here of the players, the prospects that AJ Preller traded away last year to get Luis Arraez, Dylan Cease, Jason Adam, Tanner Scott, and even Martin Perez. Suffice to say, Arraez and Cease and Adam are still contributing mightily. Tanner Scott and Martin Perez did their share to help the Padres get to the postseason last year and come within a whisker of knocking off the Dodgers. Here are the prospects the Padres gave up. And at the time, a lot of people said they gave up too much. They mortgaged the future. See if you agree 1 year later.
Okay.
In order to get Arraez, they gave up Dylan Head, Woo-Suk Go, Jacob Marcy, Nathan Martorella. Again, it's early. Maybe some of these guys flourish, but I haven't heard anything from any of those four. Dylan Cease cost you Samuel Zavala, Jairo Iriarte. Is that right? Jairo Iriarte?
Jairo, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Drew Thorpe and Steven Wilson, who wasn't a prospect, back-end reliever.
No, but Steven Wilson, unfortunately, has kind of disappeared.
And it hasn't much worked out for him, but I haven't heard from any of the other three there.
And Drew Thorpe, I believe, had Tommy John surgery. So.
Haven't heard of any of them. Jason Adam, to get him, the haul included, and I can't read my own writing, so if I make a mistake here, don't hold me to it. But according to Jason Adam was Homer Bush, J.D. Gonzalez, Graham Pauley. Anybody missing those guys?
No, but I want to tell you that Jacob Marcy apparently just got called up by the Marlins and is making his debut today.
Good for him. All right. Well, I'm still not willing to give back what I've gotten for a year and a half from Luis Arise. Dylan Lesko, Adam Mazer, Jay Bashirs, Robbie Snelling. Those are some of the names in the Tanner Scott. And in Martin Perez, it was Ronaldez Jimenez. I'm just saying, that's 16 guys I just named. Not one of them, other than maybe, I think Graham Pauley's been in the big leagues a little this year.
Yeah.
Not one of those has done anything.
I can't think of it.
And that's all I'm saying is that you see the sheer number of the prospects and you say, oh my goodness, what are we doing? To me, the Padres have already gotten quite a bit out of Arise, Cease, and Adam.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all these other guys are still developing somewhere. And according to our guy there in the chat, I'm going to look it up. Yeah, Jacob Marcy is making his start in center field tonight. So good for him. But he joins Graham Pauley then as the only two that have been in the big leagues since all of these guys were given away last year.
Dakota says it's too early to miss those guys, to be fair, which, yes, it is.
And I said that.
Yeah, you did.
I said that.
But at the same time, the window is now.
For the Padres, it is. And I can pretty much with assuredness say that all 16 of those guys are not going to come up and be great big leaguers.
No.
Maybe a few will. Hasn't happened yet. Something to keep in mind. It's why I don't go too, crazy losing some prospects.
I will definitely be following LDV.
Yes, look, this is a big deal. And he has a chance to come back, and what he does is going to bite the organization. But I respect rolling the dice, doing what you got to do to try and win now. That's what I want.
There were some people in my DMs very upset that there's no future of this team. And I'm like, what do you mean there's no future of this team? They have a bunch of guys under contract for a very long time, and they just worked on the future by getting Mason Miller with 4 years of control, by getting JP Sears with a couple years of control. And those guys, these guys are all able to come in and contribute right now. I think that's more important at this time in the Padres franchise.
Yeah. We need to tape what we're saying now and maybe play it in 5 years.
And we'll be like, man, what were we thinking?
They could be.
Leo Dallas DeVries is the next Derek Jeter.
Right. He's just won his third straight World Series MVP award. That could be bad.
I don't know that the A's are going to.
I don't think so either. Quick timeout. Gwynn and Chris continues. Are we doing our countdown?
I guess we are.
Okay. Countdown in the next segment is trade deadline related and Padre related. We'll explain when we return.
Let me ask you, because you obviously knew, talked about earlier, coming in 100 short. Did that help you lock in early in the season? Typically, you're a little bit of a slower start, but from the get-go, you've been the same guy all season long.
Yeah. Maybe. I think I kind of started when the season started. I didn't even have that number in it, and then I kind of got hot, started hitting 2-3 hits, 2-3 hits, 2-3 hits, 4 hits here and there. Got really hot at one point, and that number started creeping up, and I was like, man, you look up and you're May, and you're like, man, you're only 20, 30 away. Like this is a possibility you can get even before your birthday. So that kind of got pretty cool. And I was trying to reach it before my birthday. Obviously, it didn't happen. But yeah, I mean, that number was. I think as the season got on, I think it got a little bit more realistic.
Yeah. As you know, we've been rolling along in this season, and you've reached these milestones. and we turn to the rest of the season, as you guys turn to the second half, what are some of the things you think the ball club has got to improve on in order to get where you guys are trying to go?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. I think, you can't just be like, we're good at one thing, we're not in the other. No, I think we got to improve. There's room for improvement in our aspects of our game. Our best bullpen is our best bullpen right now. It's our best bullet. I think there's room for improvement there as well. Obviously, our offense hasn't really been performing as the last 2 months as we started off, but we've had a pretty good record here in the second half as of late. So, and we know we've been underperforming a little bit as a group, as a team. Yeah. But I know we got a lot left in the tank. There's always, I always talk about the roller coaster, and there's a roller coaster, and
it always is.
We got that bad part out of the way early, which is a good thing, and hopefully the second half, we're better. But yeah, there's a lot of improvement for a lot of things as a ball club. I think if we want to ultimately, reach our goal, which is winning a championship, we got to be great at all aspects of our game.
Talking to Manny Machado here on Friar Friday, 97.3 The Fan, and you're facing some good pitching with the Phillies this weekend. Now, I always ask Tony these questions, so now I get to ask another professional baseball player. But how do you prepare going into a series knowing that you're going to be facing three guys that are really good?
Yeah, 3 Cy Young guys.
Yeah.
Really good ball club over there. But Shilty talks about this all the time. We want to win a championship. We just talked about. These are the guys you're going to be facing. Yeah. These are the guys you got to beat. So, how we prepare for them, I think it's a good thing about it. We faced them, maybe a week ago or so. So we kind of, it's kind of fresh in our memory, the bullpen, their guys, how they kind of attacked us. But, just video, man. You kind of have some history with some of these guys. I gotta go do some more research on Wheeler for tomorrow because I can't figure him out.
Everybody got research on him. It ain't just you, dog. That's a great point. And you brought up earlier about how velocities change and pitchers have gotten better. Yet you've had the same swing from the very moment you got to the league. Why has it that your particular swing has played through the changes and everything that's happened? You've been able to kind of stay the same. Why is that?
I mean, I think I kind of see. I have 3 swings. I mean, I learned this from a young age, and it was always having multiple different swings, right? Different occasions. Lefties that stand on the opposite side, sinker ballers.
Yeah.
Obviously now it's a lot of induce and sweepers. So I kind of learned that in 2020 when I kind of I had a lot of wag on my swing on my bat. So I was kind of being consistent with bat to barrel. And then, when I got here, they kind of told me like, hey, like let's kind of change that. Let's kind of like slow it down. You can stay with your timing. That's more of a timing thing for me, but let's improve it, and I think that improved my, contact, being more consistent with barrels, it helped me lay off a lot more pitches. My walks went up a little bit more. But just kind of having different swings, I think, people who kind of just stuck like, all right, this is what I work. I mean, it's 600 at bats,
right?
It's offers, it's different guys, different angles. Now it's sweep, this, that. There's so many different things. So I think you can't just have one.
Swing, yeah.
I kind of vary with my stance. I vary with my hands, move them up and down. Just kind of what your body's feeling. You might have slept on the bed the wrong way. We were on a plane for 6 hours, or for that one day we're on a plane for 12 hours. So your body's not gonna feel the same the next day. So how are you gonna make that adjustment? So I think I've been lucky that I have different, and I know how to adapt to those 3 or 4 different styles of my swing. That it's helped me be a little bit more consistent.
No doubt. Well, Manny, you've been fabulous to watch, man, all season long. We certainly are behind you guys as you guys get ready for second half. Good luck the rest of the way. Good luck in this next 3-game set.
Hi, Chris Ello. Tony Gwynn Jr. down at Petco Park. He and Jesse will have the call tonight. Tony's back with us for the Big Five next hour. Skraby's alongside in the Odyssey Palace Studios.
Can I say something before you get into it?
I would like
this is important.
I would like you to.
Rancho Bernardo, apparently there's a fire happening right now, so we are on top of it. We will have we'll try to keep you up to date if anything happens. But
that's a little general, isn't it? I mean, do we have any more specifics?
I just saw in the news it's in Rancho Bernardo. There's a shelter in place in order right now for parts of Rancho Bernardo.
Rancho Bernardo fire. The reason I'm bringing this up, I mean, a lot of people live in Rancho.
Yeah, no, I know.
Wow. It's a huge brush fire. I'm looking at some of the photos.
Burned 10 acres with a moderate shelter in place. That's all we got right now.
So be careful. Obviously, if you're up in that area, driving up the 15 north, I would think could affect some of the traffic potentially.
There are homes I'm seeing in a picture that are close to this fire. So
be careful. Yeah. Evacuation warning has been requested. No evacuations have been issued yet. The zone that is at least under consideration for evacuation, Camino del Norte to the north, Bernardo Center Drive to the south.
Yes.
So be careful. My mother-in-law lives in Rancho Bernardo. So
do you need to step out?
Be careful. It doesn't sound like she's in this particular area.
Good.
She also would probably have noticed what's going on by now because it's a pretty huge billowing of smoke.
Yes, it is.
I think you can't miss. All right, so glad you did bring that up. Be careful in that area. We're going to get to our countdown. And what we're going to do today, again, this is a kind of in honor of the trade deadline and all of the people that are required. I think it's very interesting, and this is why I try not to get too crazy about stuff. Players that are supposed to be great. They're a dime a dozen is what they really are. And I thought it was kind of fun. So what Skraby and I went back, the Padres started to be consistently good in 2020. That was their first good year. But what about before that? And what it turns out, Skraby, is that you and me and all the fans and everybody was basically sold a bill of goods. In 2017, 18, 19, all those seasons where the team was terrible. But I can remember how good all those players were all supposed to be. So we're going to give you our top 5 Padres that were supposed to be something, but unfortunately, we're not.
That's from the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. What a mess in La Mesa. We do have an accident on the northbound side of the 125 right at the 8th. It is just jam-packed through this area. The accident is on the center divider. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all our bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from our own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Sue Aller with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's now time for Gwynn and Chris to rank their top 5 of the day.
Gonna grip and rip as usual.
But this isn't just a regular top 5 list.
I love it. It sounds sadistic, but I love it.
This is the countdown. And it starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, guys that were supposed to be great just didn't really turn out. And, you know, honestly, when I came up with the idea to do this one today, I didn't think there were going to be this many choices, frankly.
I really wanted to do...
The Padres have had a ton of guys that were really supposed to be good and just weren't.
I really wanted to do Nicole Kidman movies, but this is a better idea.
We'll get to Nicole one of these days.
I just wanted to put Days of Thunder on my list.
Well, you can, but not on this particular countdown. All right, so we're going to go with it. 5, and these are kind of recent vintage Padres, right? We're not going back to like 1971 when they drafted Bill Ullman first overall, and he didn't turn into much of a shortstop. Okay, we're not doing that. Mike Ivy is a name that a lot of Padre fans will remember was supposed to be one of the greatest things. So we're not doing that. We're going with recent vintage, like within the last 10 years, Padres that were supposed to really be something and just flat out did not turn out.
Okay.
So I will start with you, Skraby.
Oh, great.
Number 5.
The number 5 Padre. I'm going to say letdown. I don't want to say failure. That's too strong of a word, but give me one.
Robinson Cano. No, I'm just kidding. I was just looking at his name.
Yeah.
My number 5 is someone I was told was going to be very good. And again, I hate kind of doing this list, but at the same time, I got to say Franchy Cordero. Franchy was
I think that's a great one.
Because
that's
he was
exactly
the guy who
what
was
this
supposed
list
to
is
hit
all
for
about.
power. He had
Yes.
a great arm. Just didn't pan out.
Franchy Cordero is going to be incredible. And I mean, he still, to this day, holds the record for the longest home run ever hit by a Padre.
That is crazy.
In Arizona, 493 was it? I mean, that ball went still going.
That is crazy.
But Franchy Cordero, who was just a flat-out can't miss, missed. Good one.
All right. Thank you.
I think it's almost too good because you only have him number 5.
Oh, I got
I'm
a
looking
bunch.
forward to seeing what you got ahead of that. By the way, Franchy Cordero in 3 years with the Padres hit 10 home runs.
3.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
He was also hurt a lot. I think.
Yes, he was, but he just never amounted to much.
Oh man, Teague on the chat just gave me my number 3.
Okay. I don't have access to your chat right now, but here's my number 5 guy, Scrape. Let's start with Corey Spangenberg.
I got to find a new number 1.
Oh, he was your number 1?
Well, he was the 10th overall pick in 2011.
Yes, he was supposed to be a can't-miss prospect. Corey Spangenberg. This guy was, going to be incredible. First round, 10th overall. Maybe it mattered that he came from Indian River State College. I don't know. He ended up playing for the Padres for 5 years, contributed a .258 batting average, 27 home runs in 5 years. I honestly didn't even know he did that much, frankly. I'm not trying to rip these guys. I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying that you have to take it all with a grain of salt sometimes. You hear about a prospect, you hear about a guy, and they tell you how great he is. It doesn't always work. All right, that's my 5. What do you got next?
I need to hit this first.
Number 4.
Catcher Francisco Mejia.
You're stealing all of mine, but that's okay.
Oh,
I have
great.
other ones. Oh, I have other
We
ones.
didn't talk about this before, by the way.
I
You
mean,
stole my
Mejia-
number 1.
Yeah, Mejia's got to be on the list.
He was
for sure.
like the next great catcher. I mean, he had a great arm. We saw it in action a couple times. He was
He
supposed
also
to be a
could
guy who
hit-
could hit for power.
He could homer from both sides of the plate,
Yep, yep,
and we
yep.
saw it at the very beginning of Francisco Mejia. But man, we didn't see it for long. 3 years with the Padres, he had 12 homers. We shipped him to Tampa Bay where he hit 17. Career average 239 for Francisco Mejia, who was, like you said, untouchable. Traded over from, was it Cleveland?
Cleveland, yeah.
Yeah. Number 4 for me, I'm going to try Dinelson Lamet.
See, I thought about him, but I didn't.
You thought he had too much success, maybe.
Well, there
'Cause
was
he did have
success,
some.
yes.
I know he did, but I'm going to go with him in this situation because I think that, we really thought we had something special there.
Yeah.
He was 4th in the Cy Young balloting. 4th.
Yeah.
But that was the COVID season. And after that, man, he could not get it back together. Ever. He only won 6 games the rest of his career after that. Dinelson Lamet
he struggled with injury.
He was a star that burned out quickly.
Unfortunately, because
I'm
he was
sorry
fun.
about that.
He was
Yes, right. All right. Number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah, if you don't play the sounder, it
Sorry.
doesn't count.
This one came to me from Teague, but this was before I was in 97 at 97.3 The Fan.
Okay.
But I couldn't stop hearing about how great Kyle Blanks was going to be.
Yes. Perfect.
So there you go.
Kyle Blanks was not good, though.
He
never made it. He never really made it. He made it, but he
really
never
tall, wasn't he?
established himself. He was a big guy.
Yeah.
You know how you remember funny little things?
Yes.
I remember at spring training once, I went after practice over to a, what do you call that? Not Pickup Sticks. The other
Panda?
fast food. Yes, Panda. Walking in to get my Panda, Kyle Blank's walking out with a big bag of Panda. I don't know how don't know that means anything.
It means that he could eat that and not worry because
evidently not. But
I would love to be able to just walk out with like $500 worth of Panda and eat it all and not worry about it.
Yeah, Kyle Blanks was supposed to really be something. Hit 10 home runs in his rookie season. And after that, hit 18 more in the next 7 years. Didn't work. Good one.
Did not work.
Number 3 for me is a guy that is actually still playing in the big leagues. But I'm going to put him on the list because I wish I had $1 for everybody who told me and you and everyone else that our double play combination of the future forevermore was going to be Fernando at short and Luis Urias at second base. Did I steal another one? Sorry. Luis Urias he's still playing. He's in the lineup tonight for the A's, so he's still active. But he hasn't turned into anything really. And he was supposed to be can't miss, guaranteed. He and Fernando, man, they came up together. Remember this?
They're best friends.
It was all set. Man, we were done. Shortstop, second base, forevermore. Not worked.
I remember there was a play after Luis Urias made his debut at second base where he laid out for it, and it was a really nice play. That was the only thing I remember.
I do remember that play. I actually remember that. It was in his very first game, right?
Yeah, it was. Yes. He ranged to his left.
I remember it. He dove a la Jake.
Yep. Got it to first. Got the guy out.
Yeah, I remember the play. Honestly, I do.
I think we have to specify. Everybody wants me to say Eric Hosmer, but
no. That's not what
he was a free agent.
Yes, he was a big time free agent. So we're talking about young prospect guys.
What about Austin Hedges? I don't know that we can do that either.
No, he's not a prospect guy.
All right, so Luis Urias is your number 3.
Yeah.
Number 2.
I hate to say this. I hate it, Chris. I do not want to say this. Franmil Reyes.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. That hit me right there. That caught a piece of me.
Loves Franmil.
Can we hear from the Franmil?
I'm looking for it right now. It's been so long since we played it.
Love the Franmil.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
One of the most fun guys I think I've ever been around in a dugout.
Yeah, I don't think I have it anymore.
Really?
I gotta look.
Manny Margot got a haircut? You don't have that? Come on. You got to have it.
Let me type it in.
You could not have thrown that one away. That's an all-timer. Franmil Reyes. Good one, but sad to say. And the thing was, Franmil had a few more opportunities after he left here.
Good.
Because everybody saw the same thing you and I saw, that he could hit the ball a mile. And I think he has the 3rd longest home run in Padre history. He has the longest home run ever hit at Petco Park in Padre history. But
Manny Margot just got a haircut.
There he is. If that doesn't bring a smile to your face, nothing
Just listen
will.
to how happy he is.
Manny Margot just got a haircut.
And for everybody who doesn't know, Manny Margot was walking by during the interview, and so he wanted to point him out.
Franmil hit 37 homers in 2019. He hit 30 in 2021 after he left. But I do feel like he was a bit of a flame out.
I mean, he's not in the league anymore.
Yeah, he's a bit of a flame out. All right, so since you put him in, I'll put in Manny Margot at number 2. How about that?
All right.
Now, Manny Margot, I think, is still in the league, but he's been traded around about 30 times.
Yeah.
So much so that I can't even keep track of where he is. He's with the Tigers. 6 games is all this year. I don't know if he's hurt, but yeah, he's gone to Tampa Bay, Minnesota, Detroit. He hasn't really done much for any of those teams. He was a superstar when the Padres brought him. He was out of the Dominican Republic. And one of those signees, that A.J. Preller and his staff are famous for. But Manny Margot, I would have to say, is a pretty big disappointment. You agree?
Yeah. I
hit
mean,
248 for the Padres, and his career numbers are 254. So it's not much. Not much power, little speed. Hasn't had much of an impact.
People want to know why we won't rank Austin Hedges, and I don't think Austin Hedges has been a bust. He's won a World Series.
I think he's a bust, but he's just not somebody to me that came with a lot of fanfare. That's why.
But he's also like one of the best at certain points in time in his career. He's been one of the best catchers in the league, so I can't put him on the list.
I don't think he's ever been one of the best catchers in the league. I think he's been on some good teams. He was a second-round pick, so that's fair, but I don't ever remember him coming with a lot of fanfare. Like Austin Hedges is going to come change everything.
Okay.
Like some of the rest of these guys.
Okay.
Anyway, that's why we're not putting him on the list. But it's your list out there. You can put him on your list. There's nothing official.
Okay, but I'm not going to put him on my list.
You're not putting him on yours, but
No.
some of the fans can put them on theirs.
Sure.
All right, who's your number one guy here? I think I know who you're going to take. If you don't take him, I'll take him.
I've crossed out like 9 guys.
Oh, you have?
Luis Campusano came to mind.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not going with that. It's a sad story, but Matt Bush.
Oh.
It's a very sad story. Number 1 overall pick, right?
He was.
And things went bad for him. That's all I
Off
got to
the
say
field,
about that.
yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Okay. He was, and that's a painful one also, Skraby.
It is. Because he's a local guy.
Well, and if you look at the rest of the draft behind him, and you see Justin Verlander, and you see dozens of guys. Like, it was a very plentiful draft that year. So that's where that one hurts. All right, I'm going to bring up a name from the past as my number 1 disappointment. But for one night, maybe one night only, this guy was the greatest Padre in team history. Christian Villanueva.
Christian Villanueva.
Love that guy.
He had 3 home runs. I was sitting right there for the third one on the field, basically. It was awesome.
He went on to hit 20 in 2018, and then he disappeared, I think, back to the Mexican leagues. But for a moment in time, Christian Villanueva, and understand he was a hero here because of the Mexican heritage.
Yeah.
I mean, people love this guy, and he hit the 20 bombs, and you thought he's really, going to be something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't happen. But I still, I can smile on Christian Villanueva. Villanueva. When he hit the 3 home runs, I was at the game. You were at the game. It was something to behold. And he ended up hitting 20 that year for the Padres.
Do you want to know some of the honorable mentions?
Sure. I have other ones here too, so go ahead.
Jose is really trying to get Austin Hedges on this list. Jose, you can have Austin Hedges on your list.
Yes, we told you, Jose. It's your list.
I can't
put him on
say
there.
that he was a complete and total bust because he played in the major leagues for a very long time. Chris Paddock was another one, but they acquired him in a trade. So
okay. Wasn't necessarily some of those other guys they did too, though, Skrabe. A lot of these guys came in trade.
Matt Antonelli is another one. Donovan Tate, Ryan Ludwig.
Donovan Tate is a definite failure as a number 1 round pick. But I'm looking at guys that were here in uniform playing for the Padres that were like the thing and just didn't stay.
James Shields?
No, James Shields got us Fernando, and he's a former All-Star. Absolutely not. Robbie Erlin, Carlos Asuaje.
Oh, yeah. He was the guy in the video with Will Myers that was trashing Andy Green. Carlos Asuaje wasn't trashing him. Will Myers was.
Trey Wigginter.
Oh, man.
Brian Mitchell came in one of those trades.
Yes.
Pitcher.
Yes.
There's a lot of them, unfortunately. That's why the Padres were not good in those days, because those guys did not pan out. All right, very good.
Does Chase Headley count?
He does not. It's like one of the greatest seasons in Padre history.
Someone said Clayton Richard. I thought he was decent.
Clayton Richard was, I think, borderline on this list.
All right.
But that was a pretty good list, Skraby. You did well. You stole some of mine. I stole some of yours. We got Chris versus the fans next. Chance for you to steal your way to Las Vegas.
Pod
the challenger, representing the San Diego Padres, number 20, Kyle Higashioka. Just 1 minute remaining. It's out of here. That one up into the monster seat. Another home run. And that ends the round. He ends the round with 7 home runs. And he has earned a trip to the semifinal matchup. Now the challenger in this semifinal matchup, number 20, Kyle Higashioka. No doubt about that one. That one carried on the grandstand. That one is gone. He now has bonus time. Just 1 minute remaining. No question about that one. And taps it up to put up in the championship matchup. And that ends the round. Finishes. Let's see what he can do. And now, the challenger in this championship round, Kyle Higashioka. That one carried out to Lansdowne. That one is gone. And he's earned 30 seconds of bonus time. Just 1 minute remaining. That draw off the right pole. There's a home run. Seconds left. And now, the challenger, representing the San Diego Padres, number 20, Kyle Higashioka. Oh, that's a monster home run. That's a home run. He's earned 30 seconds of bonus time. And it's gone. ends the round with 7 home runs. And he has earned a trip to the semifinal matchup.
Welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. 4:01 is the time. We're going to play some Chris versus the fans here. Have a little fun. 833-288-0973. Before I get to it, though, just a serious thing, because we're keeping an eye on this fire situation in Rancho Bernardo. And apparently evacuation, according to the UT online here, updated not long ago, evacuations have been issued, Skraby, up around Camino del Norte, Rancho Bernardo. Unfortunately, the computer continues to wig out on me. Bernardo Center Drive, Camino del Norte, that area, they are asking people to evacuate. Apparently, about 5 acres have already been burned. It is you can see it, the billows of smoke. Be careful if you're heading up to Rancho Bernardo, and if you live anywhere near those spots, do your best. Make sure you get everybody safe as soon as you can. Okay?
Yep.
I want to make sure we got that out. I don't want to be wrong about this either.
No, I know.
So I'm reading it straight out of the UT online here, updated 6 minutes ago. So I'm assuming that is all accurate information. Okay?
Yep.
Evacuations issued. Be careful. All right. We roll on here on Gwynn and Chris. Tony will be back with us at the bottom of the hour for our Big Five. Also, still ahead, we're going to hear from new starting pitcher J.P. Sears, who met with the media today. We already heard from Mason Miller. And Manny going to check in a little bit later with his visit with the media today. I'm sure he's excited about these trade acquisitions, right?
I'm sure
I think Manny's happy about this. So
yeah,
we'll hear what Manny has to say. I do want to just update everybody quick. Padre lineup tonight is out. Ryan O'Hearn with a lefty on the mound will not be in the starting lineup tonight, but Ramon Laureano will. Freddie Fermin not starting tonight. Elias Diaz starting there. And then the Padres have made a couple of other corresponding moves that you may not have yet heard. Last night, they DFA'd Martin Maldonado and Trenton Brooks. Today, sorry, Skraby, but one of our favorites, Tyler Wade, DFA'd.
It's very sad.
That's what happens. It's a business. Yeah, no
it's
good.
Very sad.
No good. But the Padres had to make room. They only have – look, their bench right now is Ryan O'Hearn tonight, Freddie Fermin, right, and Bryce Johnson. That's pretty much the bench. There's one other one.
I saw some people that were Jose Iglesias.
No, he's starting
yeah,
tonight.
You're right. I saw some people asking, why aren't those guys in the lineup? If you heard Mason Miller earlier, he got there like 2 hours before that interview.
Right.
So these guys are still trying to get their lives together.
Yes, it's all part of the, some guys maybe got here sooner than others, et cetera. So we don't know all of the backstory. We know that Laureano is in the starting lineup tonight. O'Hearn and Fermin are not.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Chris versus the fan.
I was like, what?
I know. I couldn't remember for a minute. You're going to have senior moments like this
Sheets.
one day.
How did we forget about Sheets?
Sheets is the other guy in the bench tonight.
My goodness.
I know,
we talked to the guy.
We only interviewed him. I know. I'm looking at the lineup like, who else did we miss? Yeah, Sheets is starting on the bench tonight as well.
If we didn't have the chat,
sometimes I swear our heads. What do you like to say? I don't know what my mouth is doing or something.
Oh, I don't know what's going on with my mouth right now.
I think we could say the same thing about our brain.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. All right, we're going to try and rack our brain now and play Chris versus the fans.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. I looked, and the prize is still the qualification for a grand prize, a 2-night stay at Park MGM Las Vegas, 2 tickets to Motley Crue on September 19th, and a $100 gas card Catch Motley Crue's Las Vegas residency at Dolby Live at Park MGM September 12th through October 3rd. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com. The rules: you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win.
You know, looking at the bench, Fermin, Sheets, O'Hearn, Bryce Johnson, that sounds a whole lot better than Maldonado, Tyler Wade, Trenton Brooks. It just does.
I mean, yeah, that's what the trade deadline was for.
Yeah, big improvement.
All right.
Okay, what you got? Oh, we got contestants.
Did I already read the rules? You have to make it through 3 questions.
Oh, I don't know.
Question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, move on. If you get the question wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. I think I already did this, but I'm not sure.
First time player.
If you're a first time player, let us know before you get into it, and you'll get that first question for free. My brain is not working today, Chris.
What else?
And don't say just today.
Don't say what else is new.
Just today.
Don't say what else is new.
It's been a crazy couple days.
I don't understand the issue.
Let's go. Yeah, you do. Let's go to Jason in Marietta. Hello, Jason.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Well, we just told
Pretty
you,
good.
Jason, we're kind of a disaster. So
yes.
good luck
It's
against.
Friday.
It is Friday. Thank you, Jason.
We'll have a couple days to rehab after this.
Here we go. Question number 1.
Yep.
Who hit the grand slam for the Mets in Monday night's game?
All right. Asking Jason to go back a few days here. Mauricio.
Stay there.
Mauricio hit the tying home run in the 9th against Suarez. The grand slam was hit by Vientos. I believe. Yeah. And it was the last thing we thought we would ever see
Jason.
from Dylan Cease, but
that's
not the case. He's going to still a Padre, as we know.
Yes. All right. Let's go to our next contestant, Mike. Hello, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, good to have you on here.
You ready to play?
Yeah, you bet.
All right, here we go.
All right. Yeah, you bet. I like it.
This is a weird question, but what day of the week do NFL seasons usually kick off on?
First game of the NFL season is on what day?
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yes,
Thursday
right.
is correct.
Very good.
Nice job. Here we go. Question number 2. I don't know if this is a question 2 or 3, but I'm going to ask it anyway as a question 2.
Okay.
What team drafted Michael King?
Team drafted Michael King.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no idea. Kansas City Royals.
The Royals. He does seem like he would be a Royal at some point. Stay there, Mike.
You're
Stay
telling me
there.
it's not the Yankees, evidently. I mean, you're making it seem that it's
I
harder
can't tell
than the
you that.
Yankees. I know. I'll just say the Yankees. I really don't know. So I'll go with the obvious.
All right, you're still alive, Mike. He was drafted by the Marlins.
Yeah, well, you know how I love the draft, Skraby. You want to get me a question wrong? Ask me a draft.
My
question.
argument is you should know everything about every player on this team, Chris.
Well, I don't.
Okay. All right, final question, Mike. You get this right or Chris gets it wrong, and you are qualified for Las Vegas. Hope we haven't asked this before. Sandy Alcantara won the Cy Young in 2022. Who came in second?
Skraby.
Chris says, what the
God? I can swear I just looked this up the other day, and I still don't know who it is.
No. Man, I can't even answer a guess.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
Verlander.
Verlander. Stay there, though.
The reason I thought he was going to be right, actually, on that when he said Verlander. Because we looked this up the other day for some reason, talking about, guys that were, anyway, I don't know. All right. Sandy Alcantara was the Cy Young in the National League, 2022.
Yeah.
Verlander, I think the problem here is that Verlander was not in the National League then. I think he was with the Astros. I don't even have a good guess either. Oh, sorry. How about... Yeah, I'm gonna just give it to him. I'm gonna give it to Mike. I don't have a good answer. Joe Niekro.
Joe Niekro. All right, Mike, you are the winner. I'm
Mike,
sorry.
you win. I don't know this. So
That was a tough go at it for Chris. I'm not even gonna make fun of him for this one because those were tough. Stay right there, Mike. It was Max Fried.
Okay.
Braves.
Well, I wouldn't have come up with that in
I just thought
20 years.
Really?
That's tough.
You seem like you know that stuff.
I know winners of awards a lot. I don't keep track of first through fifth type of thing. That's tough. But good for you. Who was the winner?
Mike.
All right, stay on the line, Mike. You're the winner. Chris versus the fans today. You'll qualify for a trip to Las Vegas. When we return, what do you have for me, Skraby? You got something we got to do?
We're supposed to talk to an Apple play-by-play person about the SDFC game coming up.
They do play tonight, right?
I
think so.
Messed up.
Oh, you messed up.
And I completely forgot that they were
So
coming
tell
on
everybody
at
what
3:20.
happened here. Let's peel back the curtain. What happened?
Yeah. At 3:20, we were supposed to be talking to this person.
And you forgot to call him entirely.
I just forgot. Literally forgot.
I hope that person out there doesn't take that personally.
This is
that
the
is
first
a total
time.
Skraby
First
deal
off,
there.
this is the first time that has ever happened.
Yes, it is. No, there's no.
In the
I'm
last
I'm behind you on that
years.
one. No, I agree with you.
I don't know
you wouldn't
why
do that?
I don't know why it did that in my brain, but it did. So we're gonna try to figure out if we could still get our guy Jake Zivven on.
Jake who?
Oh my gosh.
Jake Zivven.
I had it right. You
Yes,
made
you
me
did.
question myself.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll either do that or something else, which is kind of Captain Obvious, but we got to do something.
Yeah.
First, we got to check the traffic on Gwynn and Chris.
From the 8-5.
5 games have ended in draws and been decided in penalty kicks. So far, pretty good for the MLS, I would say.
So far, for sure. The first night was less so, but the last 2 nights were better. And last night, it was kind of domination from MLS. But here's the thing. If you're a San Diego FC supporter, you're not rooting for the other MLS teams because the way the format is this year, after 3 games, you're going to be ranked in a table with just the other 17 MLS teams. And the only teams that go through to the quarterfinals are the top 4 of them. So especially because San Diego lost their first game, they're going to root for every MLS team to lose every other game the rest of the way to give them a chance to get back into that, to get into that top 4, because it's going to be hard after losing the first game.
Yeah. Next 2 games are going to be crucial, starting with tonight against Tigres. And then you play again next Tuesday. This is difficult, I would think, even for any team to play 3 games basically in a week's time. This happened, I think, once earlier this season, but it's a big test for all these squads, is it not?
It is, no doubt, right? And that's where you want to use squad depth. And that's where San Diego FC is at a bit of a disadvantage as an expansion team, right? They don't have an MLS Next Pro team. They don't really have much of an academy. They haven't had the years to kind of build out squad depth, which to me, I think was always going to be the question mark after the first month of the season is how would San Diego FC handle those games, those moments when they do have to go a little bit deeper into their depth. And they've handled it incredibly in MLS play. I mean, I think beyond anybody's expectations. Some of the games they've won with some of the starting 11s that they've put out, it's been remarkable. But now you get into this point of the season, like you said, you've got 3 games in about a week, plus you've got your regular season games on either side of that, right? So you're looking at 5 games in 15, 16 days, whatever it is. That's difficult for any team, and particularly a team that just doesn't have that kind of deeper, just numbers of bodies that San Diego FC does. But that's it. That's the competition, and it's not easy. It's difficult, and whoever wins this is going to be deserving of that CONCACAF Champions Cup spot. Whoever finishes top 3, because the top 3 finishers make it to CONCACAF Champions Cup next year, and that's a really big reward. It's a big prize.
Talking to Jake Zivven, lead play-by-play voice for MLS Season Pass, and Anders Dreyer got a red card in the last game in the late part of the game, apparently attempting to trip someone. My question is, that's how I could explain it.
Trip somebody,
Kicked out at him.
There we go. And it happened really late in the game, but that means I believe that he's going to miss tonight's game. My question isn't about what they're going to do without him. My question is, do you think that's too much of a punishment that you get 1 red card and then you're just automatically out for the next game?
Interesting.
No, that is no way. That is
okay.
That's the game. That's the punishment. I think, honestly, it should go to other sports. If you get ejected from an NBA game or from an NFL game, you should have to miss the next game. It disincentivizes that sort of dangerous play. And I'll also say this, like, red cards are different. Ejections in the NBA and the NFL or Major League Baseball, like it usually comes from arguing or getting in a fight. In soccer, it's more about being a significant penalty for either really like violent moments or moments that save a goal, because goals are so rare. So you'll see a handball, that saves a goal. That's a red card. And we want to avoid that happening because goals are really important. And so, you've got to miss the rest of the game and the next one. Same thing if you bring down the last defender. I know a kick out like that seems maybe like this is a harsh punishment for what happened, but it's part of the game. Every player knows it. Anders Dreyer knows it. You kick out like that, that's a red card. And then you're going to miss the next game.
Now, is there an appeal?
Because here's the thing: if you didn't miss the next game, there'd be no punishment for it because he would only miss 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's like it's like self-policing a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the NBA. Here's how much the NBA agrees with you, Jake. I think in the NBA you get 16 technical fouls before you get a suspension. So they're a little different
there. There's yellow
there.
card accumulation. They're taking that from soccer because there's yellow card accumulation. If you get 5 yellow cards over the course of the season in MLS. When you hit your 5th one, you've got to miss your next game.
Wow.
And after that, it's at 8, you miss your next game.
So that can be tough because a yellow card can just be kind of a little bit of an aggressive foul.
It's very frequent. I mean, that happens, especially for the defensive midfielders, the Anibal Godoy types, right? To use he's probably missed, I don't know, dozens of games in his career for yellow card accumulation. So that's part of it too, right? You know, you're trying to give a penalty for things you want out of the game.
Jake Zivven, lead play-by-play voice, MLS Season Pass. We're having so much fun with the MLS so far in this year. And, of course, the number one reason is because the SDFC is on top of the table there.
Yep.
And they stay on top of the table by beating Nashville in the final game here before this tournament started. They, forged a draw with Vancouver to stay ahead of them in the standings. It's really been something. And I don't even know that it's a surprise anymore, Jake. I think for the first month and a half, we were all pretty surprised by this. And I hate to say, now we actually have a few expectations now as they kind of head down the stretch. Should we?
They're absolutely, and they're a victim of their own success in that regard, but they'd want it no other way. Absolutely, there should be expectations for San Diego FC. They have proven that they're a legitimate contender in the Western Conference, if not a favorite, to be honest. And it's hard for an expansion team because you always kind of wait for them to hit a low and wait for them to hit a rough patch. And San Diego FC did hit a rough patch earlier in the year. They lost 3 in a row, and then they responded in incredible fashion, going unbeaten on a long unbeaten streak. And now we're with 9 games to go in the regular season for San Diego. They're in first place in the West. Absolutely. The expectation should be to stay in that number 1 spot heading into the playoffs. Playoffs are anything can happen in the playoffs. The first round series will be the round 1 series will be best of 3. And then after that, it's just 1 game in the conference semis, 1 game in the conference finals. But you want to have that at home. You want to have home field advantage. If you're the 1 seed, you will be playing those games at Snapdragon Stadium. And why not? Why not? I mean, to me, they're beyond proven that they're legit. In Anders Dreyer, they have maybe the second best player in the league, right? I mean, nobody's better than Lionel Messi. He's the greatest player of all time. But you've got an incredible debate as to who is that second best player in the league this year. And Anders Dreyer is right there in that discussion. Chucky Lozano contributing, if he can stay fit and healthy and on the field, that'll be massively important. Why not? Why not San Diego? I think absolutely a favorite in the West.
I love it. Jake, last thing before we let you go, and again, thanks for Justin with us. Milan Olaski was a real, one. It was incredible, right? 10 goals, 14 matches. And then, they're not able to work something out on the loan, and he has to go back or goes back to his Danish club. Just talk a little, because I still am having trouble wrapping my mind around this. He's a local guy. I thought for sure we could, he would want to stay here, but maybe there's more to this whole loan thing that a lot of us don't totally understand, and maybe still wondering why he's not here any longer. Can you just kind of clear it up?
I'm with you. I'm shocked. Absolutely shocked. It seemed like a no-brainer.
Okay.
The Danish club that he's on loan from, Nordsjælland, are owned by the same ownership group as San Diego FC. They're part of the same group.
Wow.
So as far as like negotiating a transfer fee, I mean, they'd have to do something, but that's like an accounting line, right, in the company. So that should not have been a hurdle. So there must have been a determination within San Diego FC that whatever Milan Olaski was asking for from a salary perspective, which certainly he deserved. It felt he's right to feel like he deserves a raise because he's on, I think, a pretty relatively low number. They thought that it wasn't worth it for them to do it. That must have been the case. And I think Tyler Heap said in the media, a month ago, like, we're not gonna be reactive to short-term success. He's been in our system for 18 months, whatever. But now there's reports today from Tom Bogert, who is like he is the Woj of MLS, the Shams of MLS.
Yeah, right.
He reports it.
We get it. What's his name again?
Tom Bogert.
A Bogert bomb.
Bogert bomb. Absolutely, a Bogert bomb.
We got a Bogert
Tommy
bomb.
Scoops. Tommy Scoops is what he's
Tommy
called.
Scoops. I love it.
Tommy Scoops. So Tommy Scoops is reporting today that the Philadelphia Union are going to buy Milan Olaski from Nordsjælland. So they're going to make that move, and he's going to come back to MLS. But for Philadelphia, for me, I'm surprised, and I think for Tyler Heaps and for Mikey Varas and for everybody in the front office that made that decision, it's a bit of a risk, isn't it? Because like you said, he's a hometown kid and he had a ton of success. And even if that success is unsustainable in the long term, which it would have been if that, I mean, his goal scoring rate was incredible and unsustainable. But even if he goes to Philadelphia and even if he's a double-digit scorer, you know, and he's already a double-digit scorer for San Diego, but say over the course of next season, he scores 12 goals. I think that there's going to probably be some criticism towards San Diego for not keeping the hometown kid on what would have been a reasonable number. I mean, strikers are expensive. And there's no way that he would have commanded like a designated player salary, like what Chuki's making, or Anders Dreyer's making, or probably even what Marcus Ingvartson is making. And so if you could have kept him on a much higher number than he's making, but a reasonable number, man, it seemed like a no-brainer. But look, I'll say this, San Diego FC has gotten everything right on the field up to this point in their expansion year. So if anybody has earned the trust that they're making the right decisions about how to build this roster and how to win games, it's Tyler Heaps. It's San Diego FC's front office. But they're certainly taking a risk, I think, just from a public perception in what they've done with Milanowski.
I think it's fair. And as you mentioned Philadelphia, my goodness, they're the first place team in the East. So that could be the team, you know, who knows?
Could you imagine MLS Cup? Could you imagine? And Milanowski's out there? Oh,
the good news would be that we're
San
in it.
Diego?
The bad news would be that this guy might be playing for the other side.
And he'd be fired up as well. But
thanks, Jake, for that update. We'll call you Jake Scoops around here.
Hey, I'm just reporting what's being reported. I'm the middleman.
Hey, we appreciate you for coming on and talking some football with all of us. We enjoy and look forward to catching up with you down the road. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anytime. See you guys.
Yes, sir. Jake Zivven, play-by-play voice, MLS Season Pass. They've all been terrific. All of the MLS.
Like literally everybody we've talked to has been amazing.
Yeah. And it's, kept me really enthused about this entire season.
I like their enthusement. Is that a word?
No, enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm. I couldn't even say that. I like when they come on and like Jake just comes and he's just like, let's go, let's talk. I love it.
They enjoy it. All right. We got still JP Sears, Manny Machado. We'll hear from both. We have a Big Five. And, man, our Gavin Sheets interview, I hope we can get it all in the next hour as Gwynn and Chris continues. 8:39. We'll hear from Manny. We'll hear from JP Sears. We'll hear from Gavin Sheets. But right now, we'll hear from today's traffic and Big Five.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Watch out, there's a motorcycle accident on the southbound side of the 5, right at exit 8B. It's in the center divider. And then there's another collision on the 52 eastbound at Convoy Street. This crash is also in the center median. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all our bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from our own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Sue Aller with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we got a bunch of different topics today. We have a large company acquiring a large company. We have some World Series odds. We have the All-Star Game, and then Chris's favorite topic every single year, the Madden 99 Club.
Can we start with that? I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Remember when he was so upset that DeAndre Hopkins got chosen?
Still am. Still
are upset about it.
Still am, yeah. I mean, is the guy going to the Hall of Fame? No, not anywhere close. He's been a good receiver, but he's not. He can't be a 99. Just can't.
Favorite. He's not anymore.
No,
so don't worry about that.
That's not a surprise.
All right.
Number 5.
Following yesterday's deadline acquisitions, the Padres saw their World Series odds dramatically improve from plus 3,500 to plus 1,600 at ESPN Bet, and their National League pennant odds shifted plus 1,800 to plus 1,200, meaning people really believe that the Padres are going to win the World Series now. And since the deadline, the Padres have attracted the most World Series betting money at DraftKings, which is 23%, and are third at ESPN Bet, 12.5%. So, Chris, would you put a bet down right now for the Padres to win the World Series?
Probably not. I'll be happy enough if they win it without me betting. So, I don't really need the action per se.
Oh, you need the action.
And I do think this story is, resonates to a certain extent. Look, we're not the only ones who think the Padres had a great trade deadline day. I mean, all you have to do is look around. I mean, everyone now is betting the Padres, or, a lot more people are betting them now than they were 24 hours ago or 36 hours ago. So we're not the only ones that think they had a great trade deadline. Most of the pundits have said they are at the top, if not, first or second or third, right, in terms of what they accomplished. But then again, winning the deadline doesn't guarantee anything. And we said this yesterday. Now that AJ's done this, now you brought everybody in, now it's time for everybody to do what they're supposed to do. And so, but I'm excited, and we should be excited, like a lot of people apparently also are.
Tony, would you make a bet on the Padres to win the World Series right now? And I know you can't actually bet, but would you?
So
another great question from him.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't bet on baseball. Come on.
Okay.
But if I was not a broadcaster for the Padres, and I did not play Major League Baseball, and I wasn't against really sports betting outside of fantasy football with my guys.
What's the qualifiers here?
That's the qualifier. Those are all the qualifiers. Yes, I would probably tell someone. Nope, I wouldn't tell someone. I would just, yes.
Yes, the answer is, in a hypothetical world, the answer is yes. All right. I thought this is how it was going to go, except for I thought both of you were going to say no, and Chris was going to be more likely to bet. But okay.
Number 4.
Chris just looks back down at his phone and keeps going. ESPN is reportedly set to acquire NFL Red Zone and other NFL media assets, with the NFL receiving up to 10% equity in ESPN, potentially worth billions of dollars. An official announcement is expected next week ahead of Disney's earnings call, but the deal, requiring regulatory approval, could lead to ESPN's first Super Bowl broadcast in 2026 and 27, and includes 7 more regular season games, NFL Network, and the NFL's fantasy football business. So, Tony, do you think this is a good move?
I kind of do. And it's not just this move in a vacuum that makes me feel like that. ESPN is also trying to buy up the local rights in baseball.
Yes.
And I think that would be good. I don't know. I think we need to get back to, I shouldn't say we. ESPN, to me, has taken a turn in a bad way since they got away from what they did, which was be a 24-hour news, sports news. Like, I get it. We got all the talk shows, and I like some of them. I'm not against it. I love listening to Pat. I will occasionally get some first take indulgence, but can we get back to the highlights? Like the Sports Center. Like when you used to turn to Sports Center, you knew you get to see every team. You get to see all the highlights.
I don't know, Tony. I'd rather see L. Duncan tell jokes, frankly. I enjoy that. Go ahead, sorry.
Listen, I like some good L. Duncan jokes, but I don't need it all. I need some highlights involved in it. And if I say all that to say, if these moves are a move towards getting us more highlights. I mean, because think about what Red Zone is, right? It's basically highlights. Like you get it in a Red Zone, they put it on there, and you get to see it live. But it's not like a whole lot of talking and whatever. You get to see some highlights. So if this is a move to get back a little bit towards that, I'm not saying it's got to fully turn. Clearly, the way we consume sports has changed, but I think there's a space for that particular type of television. So, yeah, I think it's a good move.
L. Duncan probably thinks the E in ESPN stands for L, by the way.
I think it's a hard shot, but I'm behind that.
She really
statement.
bothered me when she said that she was upset that college football was on ESPN because it took away from her showtime. And I'm like, okay, no one.
You thought she was dead ass serious.
I saw it.
She's pretty full of herself, Tony. Sorry to say.
Tony's the
you
only
guys
one
act
on the
like
outside.
I don't watch this.
Yeah, he likes
I probably watch more Ellie than either of you two guys.
You probably do. I should take that back. And
I'm not taking it back.
Okay, well, I want to take it back. Chris, what do you think? Is this a good move?
ESPN buying what? The NFL Red Zone and the network?
And NFL media assets.
I guess it's going to be, but I think there's a part of me that wishes we could, as if the NFL Network is a mom and pop business. It's not, but I'm tired of one business swallowing up everything. So I don't know that is good in the long run. I mean, ESPN/Disney, what media outlet do they not own anymore? Which means you're not getting a variety of messaging. So that worries me, right? And if they make a move on Scott Hansen on the NFL Red Zone show, I may have to, I would have to fight back against ESPN on that.
I think he is personally going to leave the show at some point.
Well, if he personally leaves, fine, but ESPN better not have anything to do with that. Do not change that show. But I'm gonna leave it there. Tony hit the good side of it. I hit the other side of it.
All right.
Number 3.
The Major League Baseball All-Star Game is returning to Wrigley Field. They announced that today, and it's going to host the 2027 All-Star Game. It's going to be the 4th All-Star Game played at Wrigley and the first since 1990. Wrigley also hosted the 1947 and 1962 All-Star Games. So, Chris, is Wrigley Field the perfect All-Star Game stadium?
It wasn't for a long time because they didn't play night games. Until I don't know if everybody even remembers this anymore.
It was in the 80s, right?
1988 was the first night game. So it's actually been almost 40 years now that they've been playing night games. I remember Wrigley, simply being day games. I think it's a great place for the All-Star Game, but I don't think it's the only place. I think everybody should have a chance to host the All-Star Game except for Colorado and Miami and Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh did it recently.
I know. Well, all of those come to mind because those ownerships don't care. And so I don't think they should bring the All-Star game to those people until they start to care. Otherwise, keep moving it around. I mean, the fact it's at Wrigley isn't going to make me tune in any more or less. But, yeah, it should be a great setting.
All right, Tony, do you think Wrigley is the perfect All-Star game stadium?
No. I think it's the exact opposite of perfect. I love this thing. You guys know how I feel about Wrigley, but I mean,
the visitor locker room
All-Star
is like
game there.
closet.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of small for that type of event. The city is perfect for it. Wrigleyville is perfect for it. I don't know that the stadium itself is perfect for it. I mean, I can't even. I'm trying to get my mind wrapped around where the media is going to be. That big of a media contention for the games. I mean, I'm sure they got a plan. They don't do this type of things without a plan. But as I'm envisioning it right now, I don't think it's the perfect place.
I hope they
but
can find
I am excited it's going to be there, though.
I hope they can find a locker room big enough for Juan Soto to spread out and relax.
Chris is taking shots left and right today.
He most likely will be there. So
yes, he will. Yes, he will. Hey, that's all right. I'm looking out for the guy.
And he's probably the home team, right?
Not taking any shots. I'm looking out for my man there.
Oh, yes.
That's
what you're doing. You're looking out for your man there.
That's right.
I went to Wrigley a year ago, and Tony's right. Around the park, it is tough. There is not a lot of space. And inside the park, there's even less space. I remember looking up at the press box and was like, wow, they actually fit in that thing. It was wild.
You know what I think about often? Because last time I was in the stands, sitting and watching it when I was a kid. And I remember even then, feeling dang, my knees I'm right up against this seat in front of me.
Yes.
I can't even imagine what it's like as an adult right now.
That is true. All right, well, 2027 Wrigley Field All-Star Game.
Number 2.
Chris's favorite topic. The Madden 26-99 Club players have been announced.
Please tell me who they are.
There are 7 players with the max rating, starting with.
Do we try to guess?
Sure, go ahead.
It'd be a little more fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Go 99 rating?
Yeah.
So that means you're just an untouchable player, basically.
You're one of the best players in the
history of the game.
Yeah.
If you're 99.
No, I don't know, but this year, yes.
Based on last year's performance.
On last year, yes.
Well, I think you start with Tua. You go from there to Devon Achane. It's pretty good.
Oh, man. What about Jalen Ramsey? You want to throw him in there, too?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, I thought when you were going to guess, you're actually going to guess.
I know. I'm going to try. I'll try to get one. I mean, I think that's
Tony,
about
you got one while he's thinking?
How about Jamar Chase? I'll start with that.
That's the number 1 guy on the list.
All right, there you go. I'll stop there while I'm ahead.
Number 1 guy on the list. Tony, you have any other guesses?
I'm due, but I don't know why I'm blanking on it.
Yeah.
Max Crosby.
Good guess, but he's not a 99er. Here are the 99ers.
Okay, well, hold up. My man for Garrett.
Miles Garrett, he's on the list. Yes. He is on the list.
Is he really?
Yep.
Wow. How about winning a game? Does that factor into?
No, it has nothing to do with attributes.
Players.
Why shouldn't it have something to do with it?
Because
you can't win games by yourself as one guy.
If you're a 99, you should be able to.
I think that Chris struggles with understanding what 99ers are. Which means personally they're the best players in the game.
I get it.
Has nothing to do with their team.
I can't put anybody as the best player in the game if they can't even get out of last place. It's hard for me to do that. I think that's the fair.
You
may not agree with
played
it, but
football before.
Yeah,
I clearly never did. You're absolutely right, Tony, and I don't claim to have.
I think I'm the only person in this room who's played football.
So what do you know about it?
I'm an expert.
Yeah.
I do know that Miles Garrett is probably a 99er for sure.
How would you honestly know that? Have you ever tried to block him? Do you have any knowledge there?
I've seen other guys try to block him.
I don't want him to lose his. First of all, I don't want him to lose both his shoulders trying to block Miles Garrett. He
wouldn't lose his shoulders.
bad.
Miles Garrett just pick him up and throw him
It's
out.
true. It's
He wouldn't
true.
lose anything.
I mean, Miles Garrett would destroy me.
Yes, he would.
You think you just got your shoulder fixed too, dog? It would
I know.
Be a wrap.
I know. I've always
how
had
tough?
this.
Really, how tough can Miles Garrett be? I mean, after all, Mason Rudolph beat him up.
That's not true. I
kidding.
think
kidding.
I think Miles Garrett had to restrain himself from hurting Mason
kidding.
Rudolph.
All right, give us the rest
All
of
right,
this.
Jamar Chase, Josh Allen, Justin Jefferson, Lamar Jackson, Brock Purdy. No, I'm just kidding. Saquon Barkley, and then here's the one I do not agree with.
Okay,
Lane Johnson, the tackle for the Eagles. His false
Oh,
start
yeah.
rating has to be a 99 because he false starts on every single play. Every single play.
This sounds like some bitterness because he
It
was
does.
blocking the hell out of Bosa or somebody
Yeah, it
on the
does.
Niners.
It's probably
have
like
you ever
from-
seen this guy?
It's probably from 4 years ago.
Pancaking him.
It's a half step before the snap every
Apparently
single
it's
time.
That's just good timing. That's just
Apparently
good
it's
timing.
not, Scrape. I mean, they don't call it.
Right.
All right.
Right?
Tony,
what
I'm
happens-
asking to Tony, or I'm asking to,
Oh.
to Tony.
Wow.
Do all these guys belong on the 99 list, Tony?
Yes, and especially Lane Johnson. I think he should probably be at the top of the list.
They're putting a guy who's like has half his foot into the retirement grave,
Dude,
and
the dude hasn't given up a sack in decades.
yeah, because he false starts every time. He's got a head start.
Ah, man, that's pretty good, man. No sacks at all, huh? What happens if 99 Lane Johnson blocks or tries to block 99 Miles Garrett?
That's a great
does
question.
the worlds collide there?
I think it's a stalemate.
I don't know. That'd be interesting.
They just block and yeah, I don't know. That is a great question, Chris. I think that's actually a stalemate.
I think if you had Madden, you could probably set that up, could you not?
Oh, you could definitely
All
set
right.
that up. But I'm not buying Madden 26. So
okay.
Now you can't set up the individual matchup.
No.
You
but can
can't.
set up the team matchup.
Right,
Yep.
so they could, but if one guy's on one side, one's on the other, you couldn't switch Miles Garrett over just for fun to see what happened.
You can switch him over.
yeah,
okay.
you can put him at like the left or right side if you want to.
That would be fun to see what happened there. Are you going to ask
The
me?
game just breaks.
Are you? Yeah. Are you going to ask me what I think of the 99 ratings? You're just not going to ask me. Oh,
What do you think? Who do all these guys belong on the list, Chris?
none of them do.
Okay, I figured that was the case. All right, I'm going to ask you guys a question. This came from my family reunion, and we had a 20-minute debate about this as a family. Chris, what do you call the snack that includes graham crackers, marshmallow, and chocolate?
Wow. I think it's a s'mores.
Okay, Tony,
that what it is?
how do you call that? What do you say about it?
Graham cracker,
Chocolate and marshmallow.
marshmallow.
Yeah,
roast
you know
the
what I'm
marshmallow
talking. Yeah,
on the
you
bar-
roast the
yeah,
marshmallow
over the fire.
That's a s'more.
Say it again.
S'mores? S'more? Oh, he said s'more. I said s'mores. Is that what you're after here?
I meant to say s'mores.
Oh, okay. He said schmore, and so neither of you guys said what my uncle said, which is what the debate was all about.
Okay.
He said it's called a s'more, and I'm like, it is not called a s'more, sir. And he swears on his life that the apostrophe in s'more, which I've never seen, is s'more.
No, it isn't.
I definitely have seen the apostrophe.
You have.
Yeah,
Yes,
but Uncle
definitely
the
have seen
real Uncle Skraby is
Uncle
off.
Brian.
Oh, Uncle Brian, he's off on that one.
He goes, anybody want s'mores? I'm like, excuse me, what you just said?
Oh, wait. Is he anything like you? Because this was a
We're
real
all the
debate.
same.
Then.
We're all the same.
You guys are debating s'more versus s'mores.
S'more.
And how long did
versus
that?
s'more.
How long did
20
that?
minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. And you know what we came to? He's going to keep saying some more.
Sure he is.
Because my argument was when you say some more, it sounds like you're saying, I want some more, not
more.
s'more, like the actual snack.
My wife's mother, my wife's father, and my wife's grandmother, the only three people on earth who call something that is ice cream covered with chocolate with a cherry on top and some nuts
sundae.
They don't.
What do they call it?
They call it a sundae. And
No.
I kid you not, Tony. Sundae. And my wife grew up thinking that's what that was.
So she says it.
No, she doesn't. She's, come around to the real world. But the point being, I've never heard that word. And she introduced it to me, and I said, there's nobody else anywhere who calls that a sunduh. And she's like, oh, yeah, we all do. I go, no, you don't. It's just not that.
Where did that word come from?
I can't even imagine it. I don't know. Her grandmother, rest in peace, started it, way back when, and I don't know where it originated, but so maybe every family has a word somewhere along the line that they just all mispronounce. I don't know.
Well, this is just my uncle.
That might be right. There might be something to that. There really might be something to that.
I mean, passed down like
Except in their family, in Skraby's family, there was one guy had a whole different enunciation for it than everybody else in the family. So I don't know if that one works as well.
Yeah. Can I get some s'mores on my sunduh?
On your sunduh.
I'm going to call it a sunduh for the rest of my life now.
Well, and try to walk into a restaurant and order a sunduh. They're going to look at you like you lost your mind.
Oh, it's like I've been getting these things called Dopalitos or something from Starbucks, and that's 2 shots of espresso, but I kept calling it a Dopalito with an extra shot, and they're like, what are you talking about? And I was like,
you had the wrong terminology.
I was like, can I get a Truffalito then? They didn't know what I was talking about. All right, that's it for the Big Five. When we get back, we're going to set you up for this well, I guess it is the final series against the Cardinals for the regular season. On the other side, let me stop talking on 97.3 The Fan.
You gotta dip your chicken strips. Hey, this is Kiani.
And this is Tabitha.
It's Friday. Happy Hour brought to you by GL Pools. Our friends, the swimming pool experts, trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball season's in full swing. So is swim season, people. Call GL Pools. And when you do, mention the word radio. Get a free month of pool service. I think that's a pretty good way to go about it. Padres, Redbirds. Tonight, game 1 of the series, Matthew Liberatore, lefty, for St. Louis, Nick Pivetta. For the Friars tonight, the Padres have a record of 60-49 right now, Skrabe. They have 53 games remaining. Here's the best news about the 53 games they have left. They have only 9 games left against teams that currently have a winning record on the road. Okay? So the only 3 teams they face on the road from now until the end of the season that are currently, having a good year, winning year, the Dodgers, of course. They play them one series. The Mariners, they got to go to Seattle one more time because, God forbid, we should ever miss out on the Vetter Cup series. And then the other team they still have to play that has a winning record on the road, Mets. Those are it. That's it. Out of 53 games, 9 of them are, kind of the most difficult variety. That's the good news. Here's the bad news. The Dodgers only have 6 games left against those teams. 3 of them here against the Padres. And then the last 3 games of the year, the Dodgers play at the Mariners. So the schedules, my point, the schedules are pretty similar for the 2 teams the rest of the way. Both teams have 7 series against teams with winning records and 10 series with teams with losing records. And that changes day to day because you get 500 teams, and that changes the way you look at that. But anyway, right now you're 3 games back of the Dodgers. Dodgers have an early 2-0 lead at Tampa Bay. All right, let's roll into the happy hour here with Mike Shildt, the manager of the Padres. Number 8, Skraby. You're not going to be able to wrestle that number away from him either.
I got to see if there's a way I can ask him someday.
If he would care that if a player came up to him like the guy in Philadelphia did and asked for Duran, this is why we talked about it. Duran, the new closer for the Phillies, asked the manager for the number 59. And the manager, Rob Thompson, gave it to him. Skraby said, well, I think any manager would. And I said, I don't know that they would. I think 8 is really important to Shildt, and I told you why.
Yeah, no, I know.
Connection to Cal Ripken.
And I love that. I mean, there's a meaning behind it, which makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
But, and I shouldn't assume that Mike Shildt would just give
I don't know
up his
what
number.
Yeah, I don't know.
But as a manager, don't you just want your players to be happy?
Normally. But, like Rob Thompson's wife, to go out and get all new jewelry now, she said, because all of her stuff has number 59 on it for her husband, who no longer wears it. He's wearing a different number now.
Do we know what number?
49.
Oh, okay.
He switched to 49.
Well, can they
rejigger her jewelry? I don't know about that. I don't know.
Earlier when you said that, I thought you meant Duran's wife had a bunch of 59 jewelry.
She did. But so does Rob Thompson's wife, the manager.
That's so strange. I guess I'm not a jewelry person.
I know, but a lot of women are. Maybe
no, I
should
get
make
it.
that distinction. Their husbands in the big leagues, they want to wear, a gold chain with their number. It makes perfect sense to me.
Okay.
All right,
let's just move on.
Let's get to number 8, Mike Shildt. Look, he's got a new look ball club.
Yes, he does.
Now, right? He's got O'Hearn. He's got Laureano. He's got Fermin. He's got new pitchers. What's he going to do with everybody? He was certainly asked about that just a little short while ago.
I've spoken to him. Very similar to the bullpen. I mean, listen, it's hard for me to get, and I do
Sorry, we should say this is about Gavin Sheets and Ryan O'Hearn to start.
Okay, thank you.
I've spoken to him. Very similar to the bullpen. I mean, listen, it's hard for me to get, and I do. Everybody would like a concrete answer, and I think I do a reasonable job of creating what the roles are. But then that game happens and it breaks out, and there's a lot of different scenarios that take place. And I talked to Gavin yesterday. I talked to O'Hearn a couple times, and they're both very gifted players that both left-handed, play in similar spots, but they can be used in a lot of different ways, whether it's pinch hitting or go play the left field, or both their cases, O'Hearn would go play first base, pinch hit, DH. So it'll be fluid depending on what the game tells us.
Fermin and Diaz now as your catching tandem. How do you anticipate the playing breakdown going?
Very similar. Diaz is going to catch because he's caught Pavetta, and that's been a good matchup. We're going to miss Maldi. Maldi was a big part of our club, and we'll see what happens about him clearing waivers and see what that looks like moving forward, because he's really an asset for our team on and off the field. But we got Fermin for a reason to play. He'll catch Vasquez tomorrow, and he'll be in there and he'll catch, and you'll see him quite a bit.
All right, so just the beginnings of it. Now, the reason he started with O'Hearn and Sheets is because neither is in the lineup tonight against the left-handed starter. Does that mean? And I think the insinuation is, does this mean that they'll never start against the lefty? And no, I don't think that you can draw that conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Schilt, changes things up. But tonight he's going with Laureano in left field, and he's using Iglesias as his DH. They're both right-handed. I think there'll be nights when O'Hearn and Sheets do play against lefties, and vice versa. I don't think there's going to be a straight platoon with those four players. But here's the thing that I like, and we talked about it earlier, Skraby, and that is that the bench tonight, before the game starts, has O'Hearn, Sheets, here we go again, Bryce Johnson, and Fermin. That's four guys that I feel like all can do something.
Yes.
And they really have not had that all year.
No, we've been talking about the options. That was my word of last night on the Skraby show, was that Padres now have multiple options, and Mike Schilt has many options that he can
And he's good at controlling and dealing with options.
Yes, he is.
He's also good at not really answering the question, which
is every manager.
Which is every manager. It's part of the requirements.
It is.
What's going to be the playing time with Fermin and Diaz? Well, we'll kind of see.
Okay. I do love the back-to-back questions that are like, hey, how are you going to play these guys? Well, we're going to see how it goes. Okay, well, how are you going to play these guys?
Well, we'll see how it goes. Yeah. By the way, Mike Pomerantz making a guest appearance on the questions there. Thank you, Mike. Break time. I want to hear from Manny.
Yes,
I want to hear what Manny thinks about all these new acquisitions. That and more after traffic. Gwynn and Chris.
From the 855 Get.
Dodgers 2, Tampa Bay zip, top of the third. Crisello, Tony Gwynn Jr., he's calling the game tonight. He and Jesse Agler will do that. Matt Skraby here at the Odyssey Palace Studios, and Sam Levitt getting ready for the pregame show. You're up to date pretty much on everything you need to know. Padres and Cardinals. We're going to hear from Manny Machado here. Manuel, got to be a happy guy to have all of these new pieces joining the ball club. What was it you're telling me that somebody wrote, man, I bet the Padres are really upset to lose.
Oh, no, I was listening to
DeVries.
Sirius XM radio.
Yeah, right.
And they were saying, oh, man, those guys must be kind of upset, right? They were talking to Derek Shelton, former Pirates manager. These guys must be really upset that they just got rid of their future. And Derek Shelton's like, you think Manny Machado cares about the future right now? And the answer is no, he does not. I'm sure he likes Leo DeVries. I'm sure blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't help them right now.
I named all 16 players that were traded away last year for the Padres to get better now. Only one of them has made it to the big leagues. That's Graham Pauley. He's done nothing yet. A second, Jacob Marcy, is in the lineup tonight for the Marlins, his first career start. The other 14, as great as they all were supposed to be, may still be, but none of them yet have seen the light of day. In the meantime, the Padres continue to get all of the contributions from Arise and Cease and Jason Adam, and last year from Tanner Scott and Martin Perez. That's the Padres thinking. You want to be on the other side? Fine. You can think it. Ty France making his debut for Toronto tonight.
Yeah, he got upgraded.
Mike Yastrzemski making his for Kansas City and homered in his first at bat, you say. One other note, Brandon Lockridge was the leadoff hitter for the Brewers tonight after being traded by the Padres. We were talking about how in the world can a guy that can't even make the Padres be leading off for the team that has the best record in baseball. The answer to that is that Jackson Churia was put on the injured list today, and Lockridge was called up to take his place. Who else went on the injured list? Nolan Arenado went on the injured list today.
Yes.
Sorry that we're not going to see him this weekend.
He doesn't want Manny to show him up.
I miss Arenado.
No, you don't.
You know what's funny is I think it's come down over the time now that I dislike Arenado. I don't know that I've ever disliked him. It's not his fault they keep giving him the Gold Glove.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it's the voters who don't recognize Manny's brilliance at third as much as I think they should. Speaking of Manny, here's him talking to the media today in the wake of all of the excitement.
Manny, as all these trades are going down yesterday, what's your reaction in real time?
Pretty cool. I mean, welcome to San Diego Padre deadline. I mean, it's never seems to impress. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, we got guys that, going to be a big impact on our golf club, and guys that we needed that were going to fit in perfect. So, I think it was a pretty successful day for the Padre organization.
What kind of message does it send the team when you guys have the players that you have and you add that type of talent?
I mean, listen, we knew what we had as a team. Obviously, getting these guys are I mean, definitely a upgrade, definitely a hub. And it sends a message that we're ready to win. We're ready to win, and we're going to go for it. And we got the ball club here that's able to do it and compete. So now it's up to us to go out there and do it. They're putting the faith on us, and I think we have a pretty good group of guys in here that can do that.
You already had the best, deepest bullpen in baseball. How shocked were you specifically by the Mason Miller acquisition?
I'm never shocked about anything we do at the deadline, let's be honest. But yeah, I mean, adding another closer for multiple years, one of the best in the game. Yeah, it's we last year we did the same thing almost. We had one of the best bullpens, and this year I think we're topping that. So again, it's up to us now to go out there and finish it off and play our best baseball.
two names that were getting floated out were Suarez and Cease. For you guys to make all the moves that you guys did and to keep both of those guys, what does that mean?
I mean, Cease and Suarez, I mean, they're a big part of our team. You know, we have the best closer in the game. You know, one of the best pitchers in the game as well. So why trade them away? Obviously, there's always talks and there's always conversations that are being made. But, you know, our best teams with those two guys in the roster. So, you know, I'm looking forward to see continue to be the best version of himself and continue throwing the ball like he's been throwing. You know, we know we got his back and we know he's better than what he's performed. And I think he knows that as well. And, you know, but I think you know, he's one of the best pitchers in the game. And, you know, you can never underestimate that. And, you know, I know he's going to go out there and ball out. So, you know, to have him here with our roster, with our pitcher staff coming back, being healthy, you know, keeping him was huge.
Manny Machado. Talking about how much fun yesterday was for him and the rest of the club. You know, Manny is maybe he'll be a future manager. I doubt it. Doesn't seem like the type.
He doesn't really need to work.
Well, true. That's also true. But he's very manager-like when it comes to not saying a whole lot, but always answering the questions. So we appreciate that.
Yes.
Sam Levitt kicked off the questioning there.
Sam needs to get his arm strength up.
Holding the mic?
He was like, yeah. I'm just kidding, Sam. Yes, he was holding the mic up to Manny, but do you realize how hard it is to hold a mic up for like 5 minutes? It's not easy.
I can't even tell you how many times I've held a mic up for an interview like that and gone like this. Put my arm up to hold my other arm up.
I've done that too.
Yeah, it's happened. And you're like, can you stop talking? Because I got to put my arm down. I'm so tired. It hurts. All right. The other guy we wanted to hear from before we get out of here is JP Sears. Now, Sears, you know, this guy's got a chance. Who knows, right? Left-handed starting pitcher. He's had some pretty good success with the A's, but, you know, little under 500 record. Of course, he's playing for a team that doesn't win too often. I'm curious to see what JP Sears is all about. Skrabe, how about you?
Me?
Like, I don't follow the A's closely enough to have a good feel for this guy.
I have a feeling from some of the things I've seen on social media that he's all business.
All business? What does that mean?
Just mean he's
not going to run out on the mound and go, ah! He's going to be focused.
He's not going to run out on the mound and go, can I have a Sunda?
Hey, you said that somebody out there said they'd actually heard of a Sunda.
That is true. That did
happen.
happen.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah. All right. Well, here he is.
Here's the lefty visiting with the media today.
Can you take us through the last 24 hours and when you found out and how it went down for you?
Oh, yeah. I received a text from my manager, Mark Kotze, yesterday morning, and just told me to give him a call and that that I was in the middle of a trade. So, yeah, it was exciting news, and obviously it's been a crazy last 24 hours.
What are your thoughts on coming to the Padres and being part of this postseason push and this group
Yeah,
of guys?
yeah, it's super exciting. And we played here last year, and the fans left a big impression on me and the stadium, and we heard so much about how much liveliness the team has, and these group of guys here so far have been so nice, and they seem like a tight knit group, so I'm excited about it.
Mark Kotze played here for a few years ago, a long time ago. Did he give you any advice about playing in San Diego, living in San Diego?
He said, the number one thing he said was just enjoy it and keep doing your thing. He loved it here, and I've heard nothing but great things. And he talked a lot about the fan base and how aware they are, and how how many games they come to, and how many fans, how many sold out crowds you guys have had, and just a little bit about living and stuff. So he's been a great mentor for me, and he made me a little bit, even more excited about it. So.
What do you hope to add to this Padres team?
Yeah, I just hope to just provide, depth, and just be out there every day, and just know that I'm gonna give it my best, and can go out there and compete, and just throw the best quality innings I can, and just do my best to help this squad.
What's it like watching Mason Miller day in and day out?
Yeah, I'm excited for y'all get to watch him even more. He's such a poised, competitor, and he knows his stuff, and obviously throws the ball really, really hard, and Has a great slider too, and just works really hard. And he's a good teammate. So I think these guys here are gonna love him, and I'll continue to support him and watch him throw the ball. So it's been fun.
JP Sears, the lefty, originally drafted by the M's, made his debut with the Yankees. Wasn't there long. Then went to the A's. JP Sears, you said they say he's all business, the stuff you've read.
Yeah, I don't know. I
don't either, but he did attend school at the Citadel, which is quite the military institution in Charleston, South Carolina. JP is 5'11", $180. And the left-hander last pitched on, the 28th. That's only a couple of days ago, right? Yeah.
But we won't see him
probably won't see him till next week if we're going to, when he starts, because he just pitched against Seattle, 4 1/3 innings, allowed 2 earned runs in that start, took the loss to fall to 7-9. ERA for JP is a little higher than I think he'd want it, 4.95. Again, pitching in a minor league ballpark. Petco Park can bring your ERA down by like a run, just like that sometimes. So we'll see. I think we'll see. JP Spears. A lot of pitchers come to the Padres and do better.
Well, they have the pitching.
Is it all
whisperer
Ruben?
now.
Is it all Ruben? I think Petco Park has something to do with it too. All right, we're going to get ready to mosey on out. Good job today, Skrabe.
You too.
You're on point. Tony Gwynn Jr. as well. Sam Levitt, hardworking right-hander. Coming up next, he is a right-hander, I think, Sam Levitt.
He was holding the mic with his left hand.
No, he writes right-handed. I'm almost positive that he's a right-hander.
Okay. I trust you, I guess.
The right-hander, Nick Pavetta, will be on the mound tonight. The lefty, Matthew Liberatore, for the Cards. Debut for Ramon Laureano in the Padres starting lineup this evening. And who knows who else we'll get to see tonight in day one since the trade deadline. Crisello, hoping everybody has a good weekend. We'll be back on Monday.
You're signing out too early.
I thought you said 33:52. Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. We just want to make sure we get it to Sam on time.
We didn't spend any time on the big Charger victory last night.
Oh my goodness.
I had to get that in.
I love that the Lions looked awful last night.
They didn't look good.
No.
But it's,
the Hall of Fame game.
Not only that, they're already extolling the virtues now of Trey Lance because he had a big good game last night. So.
Good. You know what? Good for Trey Lance. Good for Trey Lance. He was thrown to the curb by the 49ers.
Talk about something that means nothing. That means
that
nothing.
Game?
Yes, that game. That performance means nothing. Stick around for Sam Levitt, the pregame. Enjoy Padre baseball.
Padre baseball?
Padres too.